I'm gonna go all
Ooh,
sophisticated.
headphones. Look at you.
How you like them apples, eh?
Like them. You sound like a pro. You look like a pro.
Yep.
So
I like to fool people whenever I can, right? So
yeah. So we're in day 2 of a kidless household, and it's a little weird.
how would you have a kidless household?
They're gone to camp on a comeback.
Oh, that's still a thing.
Yeah, so they're gone for a week. They're gone until Tuesday.
Wow.
So this will be the first time that they have been unsupervised by either a parent, a relative, or a grandparent. So
wow. That's gotta be weird, eh?
I would imagine that. Here's what I thought. I thought that there was going to be tears and it was going to be awkward. And hey, polar bear. And Bo for sure. She was most hesitant about going. Gage was acting cool as always. And of course, to go to give a hug, she's like, just go, Dad. I'm like, what? Not even a fist bump? Like, come on, leave me hanging. But they're at that age where we're embarrassing. Like, I was super cool. And
oh, yeah.
Yeah, there was a time when I was cool, and now I'm just Dad. Hey, Pebbles.
Yep.
And
not even you're not Dad. You're bruh. You're bruh.
Bruh. You know what? Gage, he tried calling me bruh once, and I said, you know what? You call your buddies dumb words, dumb names. I'm Dad. Father was okay. Dad. Don't say Daddy. That's weird. But
old. Yeah, no, that's what your mama calls me.
Yeah. I had I got a coffee mug for, I think, my birthday or Father's Day that said, bruh, formerly known as Dad.
Like, oh, no. Oh, no.
I never had a nickname for my dad. There was none of that. It was just Dad.
How an old man?
Old man. Yeah, that would happen, but it was just Dad. It was never, and heaven forbid I would call him by his first name. Hell's no.
No, you just didn't do. There's certain things that you just didn't do. There was a certain respect that you just didn't cross, right? And nowadays, God, some kids are just little shits.
You think? I'll tell you what.
God,
I think we've talked about this before, but even if I hear an adult calling their dad by his first name, come on, just stop. Like, whatever happened to? There's a hierarchy in a house.
Exactly. There is. Exactly.
But no, I think it was weird because the house is empty now. Like, what are we gonna do when they're not here? I guess this is what single people do. Or not single people, but dinks. Is that what they're called? Double income, no kids.
Yeah, you got it. So now you'd have to communicate and talk to each other.
Yeah, that's why I'm in here talking to you and everybody else here.
Yeah, that was fair. Well, I got home and my truck was in the garage. I was like, what the heck? I thought my wife was gone. My wife took her motorcycle out today. She's out without me. So she's going out for drinks with her friend. So she's drinking non-alcoholic. But yeah, she went out on her bike alone.
Hang on a sec. This is news you haven't shared. Your wife has a motorcycle?
What? You didn't know that?
No. Yes, see, this is what we do. And I thought we were communicating here.
I guess not. Our communication skills are not so wonderful, I guess.
What's she riding? What's she got?
My wife picked up a 2017 Street Twin, like Triumph Bonneville.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, if my wife could only, like, Kelsey's, she's lukewarm with the motorcycle. She could care less.
Right.
She'll go for a ride, but it's not like, let's go for a ride. So
yeah. That's fair.
No, and that's why we're together, because we're different in a lot of ways.
That's it.
So I'm excited.
So, like, she wanted a motorcycle because she decided that, like, our kid's getting older, and she didn't want to be one of her, like, some of the people out there who have nothing in common with their husband. They don't do anything.
Right.
So she thought, well, what could we do together? And she's like, well, motorcycle kind of looks kind of cool. So
very cool.
So last year we started driving around on it, and then she decided to get one.
Perfect. And I mean, I love riding. I wish I had the time. I think I'm gonna get it. It's all getting taken care of this fall, and I'll be riding next year. I just haven't had a chance to ride. But Yeah, I think. And what would you do? Okay, that's your hobby. So what is she like that you would have said, hey, maybe I'll get into something she does?
I
You
haven't
figure
figured
that?
that out yet. She was thinking archery because she has archery, right?
Yeah,
But like when I shoot an arrow, it spins like a helicopter, right?
that's not natural.
So, no, it's not good. So I
No,
think there might be something wrong with me. So,
probably something.
but we're thinking maybe getting getting our firearms certificate or something. Get
I'll
PAL or
tell you
something.
who's a deadly shot. Actually, Kelsey's a deadly shot.
Oh, really?
And because like I've got tons of firearms, but
Yeah.
we'll go skeet shooting because I have a launcher,
Oh, cool.
and she'll grab a 12 gauge and just blast
Yeah.
them.
That's cool.
Like she's good, and she can handle a shotgun like nothing. She can handle it. She's not really into hunting. She doesn't want to kill something, but
well, I mean, depends who you're hunting, right?
Generally dangerous and delicious animals like deer.
Well, I guess you could shoot animals. I mean, yes.
Yeah, it's a little more legal and
I was thinking a more dangerous game of some sort, right? A little deadlier game.
Laser tag.
Laser tag, like
kind of like
Stinson.
laser tag, but different.
Kind of like laser tag, just hurts a little bit more.
So,
do they? Here's a question. Since you're in weapons, I'm going to interrupt you on this one because I do have a question. Yep. You know that video where they had Keanu Reeves doing like the tactical shooting and stuff?
Yep.
Yeah. Do they do that anywhere?
Yeah, actually, there was 3-gun happening around town for a number of years. Matt
really
does 3-gun.
Oh, wow. So okay. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So Matt did 3-gun, and you have I believe you have a rifle, a handgun, and it's like an AR, pistol, and then a shotgun. I believe.
Shotgun.
You go from one to the next to the next. Yeah. So
that'd be cool.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
It's 3 different types of shooting. So you're gonna go like I'm a rifle guy for the most part.
Yeah.
So I would be great with that. Like, have you ever shot a handgun ever?
It's hard. It's hard.
It's very as a rifle guy and a long range shooter.
Yeah.
They're very inaccurate.
Very.
Firearm. Like, you're good across the street, but
so I can see why they train to shoot center of mass, because it's like, well, you might hit an arm or something.
Yeah. So when the people that have things like that are using things like that, they're center mass because
there's
that's your best chance of hitting something. Hey,
there's been a lot of times in the shows where there's a showdown or whatever, and the one guy, he's like intoxicated or something, he bullseye the guy in the head, and they're like, wow, that was a great shot. He's like, I was aiming for his leg or something, right?
I was aiming for his leg. Or here's the thing, when you see them shoot, like when you see a show and they shoot the pistol out of someone's hand. Yeah. First of all, a finger should be blown off at that point, and you're probably not gonna hit him in the hand.
Yeah.
Like as a hunter, I can hit a moving target, but I mean it's a lot different with a steady scope and a long rifle, and it's just different. But I don't know. I shoot what I eat. So I'm excited because of this. I'm a whiskey guy.
I'm still drinking this one.
And I love me a whiskey sour. I really love me a whiskey sour.
They're so good.
Oh my goodness. Let's just see if these are good. So this baseball player, or what is he? Wayne Gretzky.
Yep.
Isn't
he a golfer? Oh, whiskey sour. Wayne Gretzky's looks like his urine almost or something.
With any luck.
Yeah. We're hoping. Make you the great one. So, hold on. You were at the liquor mart recently. Is the American ban on liquor still ongoing?
It is here. However, I shot a 22 when I was in Air Cadets. It was cool. 22s are great. That's how I did. I did my hunter safety.
They don't do that anymore.
Oh, I'll tell you my hunter safety story in a second. As soon as I talk, we'll get through the booze, and then I'll tell you my story about when I was 10. So the liquor stores here are not selling American booze. However, I have to go. We're going to a wedding next weekend. This is a really good whiskey sour, by the way.
Okay,
it's
good,
very good. Highly recommend
it. Excellent. Mm-hmm. And you don't have to worry about mixing it and figuring out the recipe and everything.
But this is going to the camper with me because we're batching it kind of for the weekend. But I believe Saskatchewan and Alberta are going to start carrying American liquor. So
Of
this
course they
guy
are. Of
is
course
going
they
to a
are.
wedding in Alberta next weekend.
There we
So
go.
I won't be on because I'll be on the road. But
Yeah.
maybe I could be on the road.
Could
But
be on the road. Yeah. That'd be kind of fun.
I am going to pick up a couple of bottles of bourbon.
Excellent. I should give you some money. Get me some bourbon. Are you there?
We'll square up at some other point.
Sorry, you froze up for a second.
Did I?
You froze up. Yeah.
Yes, I will. I'll pick up some bottles of bourbon and bring it back.
Excellent. And most excellent. I had a bourbon last weekend. We were up at a restaurant. I won't name the restaurant because they served bourbon. And I don't want to get people all upset and that sort of thing. But they had a bourbon old fashioned. Okay.
Lovely.
And it was a pistachio bourbon old fashioned. Pistachio nuts.
Okay. How do you do that?
I don't know. But it was quite nice because
you have to squeeze that nut pretty hard to get it to.
Yeah, you gotta just give it. Milking the nuts, right? So
crush these nuts.
Yep. But it was great because it had that like earthy, nutty flavor behind things.
Kind of nutty. Actually,
it's nutty. Yeah.
When it comes to that, people get crazy with old fashions. Last year, the year before, Kelsey actually bought me a drink smoker.
Oh, those are great, eh?
Yeah. So you have this thing that you put on your glass, and you put the wood chips on, and you torch it, and it creates smoke inside your drink, and you get all fancy.
Yeah,
but only one or two. So you shot
only one
going
or two,
to Poland,
of course.
Talking about being in cadets. That was probably when you were a kid. When I was 10, I believe I was living in Dauphin, and we had hunter safety, and the range was right underneath our elementary school.
Of course.
So I would zip up my 22. I'd walk to school with it, hand it in at the office, and then hunter safety was at 4:30. So I think we had to kill like 45 minutes between school out and hunter safety, and they would take all the guns downstairs, and we paid for our 10 shots. We did our 10 shots. We zipped up our guns, and we walked back home. And I never dreamt of opening that bag between the school and home. Not a chance. And nobody thought that it was weird. It was just what you did.
It was normal. It was just normal. But I mean, that was way before there was a lot of, like the mass shootings down in the States and the media, before Columbine, all of those things, right?
I mean, it was different.
Really like that when all that stuff started. Like, man, you remember when Columbine happened? It was like, oh my God, a school got shot up.
Yeah.
That's like what, by January 4th down there now?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a shock then, and it's not as shocking anymore. Sadly.
No, people are just like, oh, hopes and prayers. Right?
Yeah, remember to change the picture on your profile to something.
Actually, when was the first school shooting this year?
This year
in USA in 2025. I bet it's in like the first few weeks, of January. Yeah, January 22nd.
Here's the thing, it wasn't even a thought in our mind back then. Not even a thought in our mind. No. And somehow the world has changed somehow.
Yeah.
Like and when I say that the mentality of the world has changed, the mentality of the world has changed. I just watched they were talking about Gen Z. Now, these weren't Gen Zs. These would have been millennials back during Columbine.
That's
right.
Yeah.
But Gen Z is all in a tiff because I guess they saw American Pie.
Oh, yeah. And it's horribly offensive and misogynist.
They believe it should be canceled. Yeah. And I mean, I think that, apparently white iPhones are hard to find nowadays. Got another black one. Cool. Haven't got a new phone. But when you have a society that makes different changes, and whether it's what happened, because we didn't talk about our problems.
No.
And we turned out okay. But now you've got just a different flurry of this one time at band camp, right? But now you have this flurry of feelings, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we're handling things the way we used to. Like, I love the fact that the kids are now at camp and they're going to have to be a little independent, which is a good thing. Yeah. I think you have to learn how to be disappointed. You have to learn how to be sad. Like, there's difference between depression and sadness.
Absolutely. There very much is. And there's a thing, if you talk about, say, depression, if you were to tell a person, well, can't you just not be depressed? It's like, well, that's a wrong thing to say. It's horrible. But if you say, well, can't you just not be sad? That's a valid thing to say, because, in order to be happy, you need to make the decision to be happy, right? But depression is a different beast altogether.
It's a different beast altogether, and I would never claim to be an expert in any of that. However, I mean, I think sometimes we're confusing one with the other.
Yes, unfortunately. And that's kind of how the language has started merging and meshing together as people are starting to use different things intermittently. It's just like the term trauma, and now people are calling it, big T trauma, little T trauma. Like big T is, like you watch somebody get murdered as a child, whereas small T trauma is I got spanked as a child. And it's like, look, you can't just say everything that you do is because your mom got mad at you at one point in time in your life. Like, okay, I get that was traumatized. You have those memories. We don't get to choose the memories our kids tend to carry with us. But all of a sudden, you can't say that was what triggered you to turn into this, the Joker or something horrific, right?
Well, I mean, there's a root cause to everything, but it's getting to the cause. Like, what is it? I mean, sadness, I believe, it's a feeling, and it goes away.
Yeah.
Depression is a feeling, a bunch of feelings that don't go away. So happiness is a feeling that comes and goes.
Yes.
And it's funny. I was talking to a guy. Did you ever see the movie Equilibrium?
Oh yeah, of course. Who didn't?
Right. Actually, a guy was talking.
A lot of people didn't actually.
Never saw it.
That was
Equilibrium.
The problem.
Yeah, but Equilibrium was about a time where Christian Bale was in it. It was phenomenal. Like, if you guys want to see the best gunfight scenes you're ever going to see,
if you want to see the
guns
cheaper
use the
version
swords.
of The Matrix, you watch that movie.
Right, but it was just so good. Yeah. But everybody gets up in the morning, they take their medicine. Their medicine is this drug that you have no emotions.
Yeah.
Nobody has any emotions.
Yeah.
And are we there? Like, are we trying to get rid of feelings?
There was an old book, I don't know if you read it back in the day. It was Aldous Huxley's Brave New World.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And a lot of that was really kind of taken from that concept of, suppressing the emotions and, everyone's just kind of having sex with, and if anyone and everyone, because it doesn't really have any meaning anymore. And then one of the guys stops taking his medications, and what starts happening from that point on. So
right.
it was a pretty interesting thing. And actually it's, a similar analogy of it is the old movie Demolition Man. Demolition Man is a massive homage to Aldous Huxley's Brave New World.
Demolition Man was a really good movie, and I think these post-apocalyptic things that we're seeing they're slight reflections. Okay, I got a question for you, and I'll ask everybody in chat. If you could eliminate one emotion from your being, what would it be?
I can't think of a single one.
Would you get rid of one if you could get rid of one and never have to experience that emotion again?
I would never get rid of one of them. Never.
Really?
Yes. Because each of those emotions, I would say, would be essential to get the full grasp of what each reflective, positive emotion would be. So a lot of people are going to say, I would get rid of fear. Okay. I just want to be brave in everything I do. It's like, but then you're not being brave. You're being foolish.
You're being careless if you got rid of fear.
Right?
Yeah.
Or sad. Well, I don't want to be sad ever again. Okay, but then you never grieve. You never have those positive memories. When you lose a loved one, you don't think about all the good times because it's just, I don't care anymore. I just have no reflection whatsoever at that moment. But what would you say then?
I'm with you on that. What's my least favorite emotion? I don't know. I'm pretty level.
I know what my least favorite emotion is, and a lot of people would agree. Worry.
But then you get careless if you didn't worry about things.
I'm not saying I would get rid of it. I'm just saying that's definitely my least favorite of all the emotions, right?
Yeah, I think that anxiety is one that a person could get. I think you could eliminate anxiety and still function.
Yeah,
like actual anxiety
is anxiety and emotion. Like that's the thing, because like my daughters, of course, they're young girls. They get scared when they have to go do something. So Is that anxiety or is it excitement? Because it's the same physiological reaction in the body. Everything's the same.
I think
It's
we're
just
confused.
whether preference, right?
Yeah, but I think that we get confused with our emotions, right? Like
Yeah.
I think that we are. I think that we want it to be this, and we think that it's this, and
Yeah.
we get confused with that. Like I don't
Except
think that
one.
we have. What's that?
There's one emotion that doesn't confuse people.
Anger.
Anger. You
Anger
know
is
how you
pure.
feel. You just know how you feel, and that's why it appeals for so many people, especially when they start talking about political uh, compositions. Start you work, like this party, or this person's good, or this person's bad. If you're angry at an outcome, you know exactly how you feel. If you love somebody, it's very confusing.
Well, I think that anger. I believe you're right. Anger is pure, and Pebbles makes a good point. We've got balance if we've got rid of an emotion. Does anger have a real place in our lives? What? Okay. What constructive thing does anger give you?
Well,
That's the one you can get rid of.
it's a very clear indication. And is it truly anger, or is it frustration?
No, frustration is
Right?
different. Frustration
Because
is
how
when
many times
you're not
have
sure.
you, like, if you've done something stupid, like you get pulled over by the cops for doing 130 in 100 zone. Are you mad at the cop, or are you frustrated that you got caught?
Well, how can you be frustrated if you got caught? You got caught. You did it. I mean,
It's also, fuck, I thought I was going to get away with it,
that's disappointment.
It is. Yeah.
But anger, like rage, is pure. Rage is pure.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's
There's no confusing rage.
unbridled. That's pure, unbridled emotional loss of control at that point.
It's like lighting the fuse and letting it blow.
Yeah. It's like tossing a grenade down the hallway and just seeing what kind of carnage you can start up.
It is. I mean, I think that when you have anger is the one I could probably get rid of. I'm not a very angry guy. Yeah, I think if you could eliminate. Yeah, I don't think I've ever raged out though. That's my thing. Like, when the last time you were actually angry? I mean, angry, not just pissed off a bit, but pure rage anger.
I can't honestly think of a time that I was just losing it. I've had times when I was like frustrated or upset, or you want to hit something, but even then it's like you smack a wall or something like that. And I like to think if you're going to do unbridled rage, it's like I'm just going to hit something full on, and just like lose control. And I have never lost anything to that degree that I can say that was the point in time.
No, I mean, I have seen people rage out. I remember this one guy. Remember those sunburst windows that used to be on the top of like your front door?
Yep.
Okay. So this dipshit decided he was going to get pissed off at his girlfriend and punched that instead of whatever else he was thinking of punching. His hand went through this thing. This guy was probably 19, maybe 20. Put his fist through that thing, pulled it out, caused so much nerve damage in his hand because it sliced right in. He's got like this.
Yeah.
Now. And I believe
he's got a good hand now, right?
Hey, take my strong hand. Getting right into those mashed potatoes and the
mashed
turkey.
Potatoes, yeah.
You got to get right in.
You got something on your face there, Quentin.
Oh, God. No, it's but yeah, nothing good comes out of pure anger. I can't think of anything positive that's ever come out of pure anger. Even a boxer has got his shit together.
Well, exactly.
They're not angry.
Even Mike Tyson, he bit a guy's ear off, but he wasn't really mad. He was just kind of wanting to win.
I don't know how that would make you win. I mean, definitely throw me off. Like, if someone chopped my ear off, I'd definitely be. Yeah.
How did Evander Holyfield not get more upset about that of all things?
Well, do you realize that it happened when it happened? Like you hear the crunch, but do you actually believe that happened? Like,
no.
Until you feel it, you don't know that it's happened.
I think it would take a good few hours to really comprehend the fact that this guy you were fighting in good faith. Yes, you were fighting in good faith, decided to take your ear in his mouth and bite it off.
That's disgusting in a whole lot of ways. It'd be the worst.
Very unsanitary.
Very unsanitary. Be a little salty because he's going to be sweaty.
And it's not even that wasn't even cooked, so it's cannibalism at its finest.
I think that there are things that are happening that are so dark that we couldn't comprehend it.
Well, like what was that Tomahawk movie?
Bone Tomahawk.
That was pretty dark. I'm gonna say.
Well, I think that when you have those, but that's going into way back in the 1800s with a tribal kind of thing going on, because that's exactly
Yeah.
what that was.
Yeah.
But I think that it's a different time. Like, I'm not saying that it's acceptable, but it did definitely happen
It was
in a
more
lot of different
animalistic.
areas.
There's a book called Blood Meridian by Cormac McCarthy.
Okay.
Have you read anything by Cormac McCarthy?
I have not.
No? Oh, really?
Should I have?
Okay.
Why you're surprised I
Yes.
didn't read a book?
I'm
Okay.
surprised you didn't read Cormac McCarthy, actually. There was a No Country for Old Men.
I'm familiar with that.
Okay, so he wrote that book, okay, that the movie's based on. Okay.
Oh, I thought he didn't base the book on the movie?
No, the other way around. Yeah. The Road. Did you ever see The Road?
No.
Oh, okay. Watch The Road, maybe not with your wife.
Why?
I watched it with Ange, and after we were done watching the movie, she crawled into the ball and cried for a while and said, "Why did you make me watch that movie?"
I didn't make you do anything. I had it on. You decided you're going to watch.
It's one of those movies you're pinned. You're like, oh my God. But it's when you're done, the only emotion you tend to feel is sadness, grief, and gray. That's it. But fantastic
Gray.
book. Gray. It just feels like there's no life left in the world. Great movie. It's with Viggo Mortensen. You know,
I'm
Aragorn.
familiar. You know what?
Yeah.
I think
You have my
maybe I
sword.
did see it. Yes. You know,
It's the apocalyptic end of the world, right?
I don't know why there are so many post-apocalyptic movies in the 90s.
Yeah.
Not as many now, right?
Yeah.
Are we more optimistic than we've ever been? Is that what's going on?
No, I think not. If you look at most of the movies nowadays, every single movie that kind of comes out now is banking on the next $1 billion hit. Okay.
Yeah.
And I never thought I'd be that guy to say, we need to bring back the rom-coms.
We need to bring, you know what's going to do it? Happy Gilmore comes out today.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
And we are lacking in just good, dirty laughs. And I really can't wait to watch it.
You know, remember when Adam Sandler was just king? I mean, like his movies now are kind of like, they're not the same. You know they're going to be, they're just kind of, it's Adam Sandler playing Adam Sandler, right?
But I believe that he's going to respect Happy Gilmore enough that he's going to keep it pure.
I think so. Like, did you see The Hateful Eight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did.
I don't even know what that was about. I don't know what happens in it, but I was like, it's kind of mid, but I still watched it.
It's not an intellectual roller coaster, I'll tell you that.
No,
but
not at all. Not at all.
But you know what? I enjoy film. I enjoy anything that entertains me. I want to see Together because that looks so messed up.
Together.
And I don't Together.
Oh, yeah. What the heck is what?
It's a body horror film, and I'm trying to figure out how that works because it looks terrible. It looks, for something to get 100% on Rotten Tomatoes like that, you know that it did whatever it had to do properly.
Yeah, yeah.
And
but, I mean, you're only getting, like, for movies, really, you're getting a lot of horror movies.
Love it.
You know?
Yep.
And you're going to get big budget ones. That's about it. Like, what else has come out that's kind of smaller budget, like just kind of fun, feel good type stuff, right?
Terrifier, that was 30 grand.
30 grand.
30 grand to make Terrifier.
That's like El Mariachi for price point,
Uh-huh. And it developed a fourth sequel's coming out. Number 4 is coming out, and it's a multi-million-dollar franchise with a perfect horror film.
That's crazy. Unreal.
Yeah. And you can do a horror movie for very little. Like your average budget for a single, without using a lot of different locations, you could do a horror movie for 30 grand. Easy. Because no one cares about the actors.
Yeah, that's fair.
Practical effects or no effects. Like, look at the Blair Witch Project.
They're
no
like
effects.
Hallmark movies, really, eh?
Hallmark movies, they did I ever tell you about Patty Cakes?
No.
Oh, it's a horror movie.
Okay.
It's a screenplay
Is that yours?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's disgusting. And the budget would be roughly 30 grand. Yeah.
Wow.
And
really?
It's a bastardization of Hallmark films.
Really? Do you sell it or send it in?
No, we're just gonna make it.
Are you serious? When?
Mm-hmm. When I don't have a million other things going on. But it's
could be a while.
Could be a while, but my guy in Winnipeg wants to get her done, so he might take the reins on it. Go for it. Let's get it made. But it's disturbing, man. Like, it's disturbing, and I'm because he's the writer. He's a screenwriter. I just come up with ideas that are sick and twisted.
Right.
And I help him with it. But I'll tell you what, like there's a scene in there that goes way too long.
Right.
And it's horribly disgusting. And this person does it to themselves. That's all I can give away with that one.
Okay, so that's the key thing. That right there. It goes on too long. It has
1
to.
minute.
You have to make them uncomfortable in that sort of
Very
movie.
uncomfortable.
Because like you look at most of the horror movies, it's like jump scares. It's done. I was saying people are just at jump scare. Why not something where it's like awkward? It's just really awkward and keeps going. You kind of start wanting to like, I shouldn't keep looking.
But you want to see it. You want to see what this person is going to do to themselves next.
Yes.
Yeah, like it's bad. And the one, okay, I'll put this out there. I said I want this person to stick their fingers in their drawer and snap their hand backwards as part of what they're doing to themselves.
Ugh.
Like put your finger in your drawer, close the drawer, and then.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there, but I mean, it's a thriller. It's a thriller. It's a thriller, and it's very disturbing, but it's not going to get anything on Rotten Tomatoes. But you know what?
That's
throwing enough shit against the wall, something's bound to happen.
You know, would it be great if it did get listed on Rotten Tomatoes, though?
Stranger things have happened.
You know, like that's kind of what you want. Even a 0, you know, okay, like people go, you don't want a 0. It's like, no, you do. Because you elicited a very guttural response at that point in time.
Everybody wants to see the train wreck.
How many movies scored an absolute 0 in Rotten Tomatoes? That's actually a good question. I'm going to ask ChatGPT. Am I still there? Hey.
It's disgusting. Okay, nothing gross, but it's disturbing that this person would go through these lengths to do this to themselves. And it goes on for, and like my buddy said, he goes, it needs to go on for a minute and a second. It has to go for longer than 1 minute because no one can watch somebody do something like that to themselves for a minute. So we went over.
Okay, here we go. So there were 42 movies that marked them as Rotten, meaning they have a full 0% approval rating. Mm-hmm. Okay. Ballistic X versus Sever, often cited as the worst reviewed movie on Rotten Tomatoes.
That could be, yeah.
It's bad. 1,000 Words by Eddie Murphy.
Never saw it. Never
even heard of it. Run for Your Wife. Super Babies, Baby Geniuses 2. Yeah, that was pretty bad. National Lampoon's Gold Diggers.
Never heard of that.
Me neither. They Saved Hitler's Brain. I don't know that one either. Mac and Me. That was like E.T. knockoff, right?
Yeah, it was back in the early 90s.
Yeah. Highlander 2, The Quickening.
Really?
Yeah. Well, if you have, the Renegade one is okay. The other ones are not so good.
Here's the thing. With movies, we're lacking in new ideas, and we've gone away from what worked. What worked were things like
story, plots, growth.
No, American Pie worked.
Yeah.
Superbad worked. Coming of age movies worked. Yeah. John Hughes made an entire career out of things that worked.
Money. Yeah, huge money. Yeah.
Horror movies, your Freddy, Michael, Jason, they worked.
Yeah.
Why did they work? Because they're original ideas that even if they piggybacked on other ideas, they were okay. Evil Dead was horribly.
Oh, it was terribly, but it was like so bad it was good.
But it's a cult classic, so that's what happens. You take something that was so bad, but it had its ideas. And Sam Raimi, who Scream was great, but it was Wes Craven. And I'm a Wes Craven fan. Like I've read the guy's biography, and it's amazing what he did. But Wes Craven created Freddy, which saved New Line Cinema, and then he did Scream, which is a slasher. It's more like a Scooby-Doo whodunit type movie.
Yeah.
But they had these ideas and they went with them. And whether they're rated good or not, like Evil Dead was rated horribly. But Sam Raimi is who brought you Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Yep, exactly.
Right? And when you have Sam Raimi, who's an amazing director, and if there's one thing, I'll give you a little nugget. What is in every Sam Raimi movie? I'm a big Sam Raimi fan.
Well, there's a few things. Bruce Campbell's the number one thing.
Okay, what thing is in every movie?
The Oldsmobile.
Yes. Who drives it?
Sam Raimi.
And?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
So that Oldsmobile that was in Walking Dead, or Evil Dead and Army of Darkness
Army of
is
Darkness.
is
It's in
Uncle Ben's car.
Spider-Man.
It's Uncle Ben's car.
Yes. Yeah.
But every movie that he makes, it's in there.
Which is great.
Wrong Turn.
That's great.
Now, here you go, Pebbles. Wrong Turn was a franchise. We're going to get way off topic, but let's talk about movies for a bit. Wrong Turn was a franchise that sewered itself, believe it or not, after the one they filmed here in town.
What?
They did Wrong Turn 4.
1 year? Really?
Yeah, they did Wrong Turn 4 here at the mental hospital up on the hill. And
okay.
It was a losing franchise, and that was the last nail in its coffin. Now, were they bad? I think they were okay. They were what they were. But they did film Wrong Turn 4 here in Brandon up on the hill.
That's cool.
They did the last. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was that there was one like with what's his name in it from
Fast and Furious. Paul
Fast
Walker.
Furious. Yeah, Paul Walker. Yeah.
The Lazarus Project. They did that up at the mental hospital too.
Yeah.
And the thing is, that's an amazing place to film something because it's got everything you want. Like there's
it's spooky.
Yeah, and there's a hospital in Gimli that they do a ton of movies in. Anytime they need a hospital that's older and kind of just basic, they use that one in Gimli. It gets used all the time. And we have something right here that we have so many locations around our city and in this whole Western area that could be huge for movies. But hey, one day, guess what? They just canceled that flight to LA that was going out of Winnipeg.
Did they?
Yep.
Why?
Yeah.
Wasn't enough.
No, there's a bit of a dry up happening. There's a little bit of fear about the tariffs and everything else happening. The Manitoba film is sweating right now, from what I hear.
Yeah. So I saw a thing they were talking about the film industry in California, and they said they're not working. Okay, there's just not enough work being done right now, which I believe because, like I said, everything's trying to do big budget, so they throw all the resources into stuff for a short period of time, and there's nothing for the average person. Okay,
that's true.
But they're still building sound stages that are not being used. Okay,
right. So here's a problem.
The question is they're saying why, and they're saying because they're just basically buying them, tying them up, holding onto them, and they're being made modular so they can do other things with them later on.
You can now. A soundstage. Here's the thing: a soundstage is good and it's necessary for a controlled environment. Okay. Most films can be done on location,
right?
But you need controlled environments. So you don't need a massive soundstage. Like 10,000 square feet would give you a good soundstage here,
right?
10, 20,000 square feet. But if it's empty, you've got a giant build that is making no money,
right?
And you have to be able to rent that. They rent out for insane amounts of money. Trust me, I've done the math on that one. But
yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
But with the film industry being in limbo right now in Canada, anybody who is looking at building one,
right,
really needs to tap the brakes on that. And some have tapped the brakes on it for good reason. Right. Now, it doesn't mean it's not going to come back, but you just got to tap the brakes and say, let's wait. You got to wait and see what happens. But no, we've got locations. This whole western area of Manitoba is unutilized, and there's a lot can be done here.
What was it? Chicago was filmed in Winnipeg.
Yep.
And like it was a Dance with Me or whatever that one was.
Dance with Me was on Winnipeg. The reason that people love Winnipeg, like even Bob, like in the movie that's coming out on August 15th, go to the theater. Are you going to come?
I don't know, but I probably should actually.
Oh, come on. August 15th. Come. We're going to go see it. But they love Winnipeg because Winnipeg can be any city because they didn't mess their skyline.
That's fair.
Because the skyline isn't messed with, they can make it anything. There's no.
You're gonna be doing autographs at the lunch?
No, I'm just gonna go there and watch the movie. But
I still think you should put your name on the.
I'll do it with dry. I'll do it with dry erase.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be hilarious. That'd be hilarious.
Oh, you know what's hilarious is today I was at Sobeys at the West End, and Jeff was kind of in the distance, and I was in the vestibule,
right?
And he was looking at me, kind of pointing. So I grab a bag of chips and I shove it under my shirt, and then I put it back.
Yeah.
He sends me the CCTV footage of me sticking a bag of chips under my shirt. I'm like, dude, burn that. Do not.
That's hilarious. Times,
do not put that anywhere. Just leave it. Like, Jesus, that's what I get for shoving a bag of chips up my shirt.
It's your fault. But hey, you know what? You didn't steal it. You still paid for it. So you can shove it up your shirt if you want, but you paid for it.
I didn't even buy it. I just put it right back on the
Right?
rack. I was just being funny.
So
'Cause he was looking
there's
at me.
no theft involved then, right?
Clearly, I can't be charged with anything. But the
Exactly.
CCTV footage would definitely say this guy put a bag of chips up his shirt.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't need that right now in my life by
No,
any stretch of the
exactly.
imagination.
Oh,
So-
so yeah, can you imagine if somebody asks you, so have you ever been caught on closed caption television putting a bag of chips up your shirt? You'd be like,
Technically, yes, I have, but I put
"Yes,
them right
I
back.
have." Yeah.
Jesus. But he said, like, we were in the aisles minutes after he kind of chuckled at me, and he sent me the clip on my phone. I'm like, dude, burn this. Burn it, burn it, burn it, burn it, burn it.
Oh,
No, I
that's
think
great.
that. So why don't we get into the meat and potatoes? What we're looking to get into. I did some math.
Yeah. Tell
No,
me
I
your
didn't.
maths. Is it
I
girl
didn't
math?
I didn't do the math. You're the math guy. Not only because you're Asian,
Yeah.
but mostly because you're Asian. So what do you think? We're talking about retirement, and is that something that is a dream that died, or is this still a reality? Of course, it's a reality. But I mean, we do see a lot of people working into their 70s, into their 80s. Now, there are people that have worked jobs that they've hated for the last 20 years and are bitter and sour that they're still there, but they're there because I got a pension coming.
So here's something that's really scary. Okay. They actually have done some studies and asked Canadians, like, how many Canadians are hoping to win the lottery for retirement? Okay.
Well,
So how much? How many?
You're talking to a guy that doesn't really gamble. I'll buy a max like twice a year to forget that I've got them and find them in my pile of receipts in my dashboard, in my glove box. Tell me it's less than 10%.
Okay, so as of 2013, there was a BMO study that was conducted, and about a third of Canadians were hoping to win the lottery to fund their retirement. Okay, that was a third of them. Canadians relying heavily on on lottery was 14%, and people who wanted or expecting a windfall was 27%. That was in a 2025 study. So, how many Canadians are worried about insufficient money for retirement? 61 to 76%.
You're probably right, but let's
Okay.
Let's rewind this to I've used 1999 numbers.
Okay.
1996. So
the late 1900s. That's not reliable.
The late 1900s, but I did 1996 because that'd be like when our parents were working and looking at retirement. That's why I use that for a number.
That's fair. Yeah.
Now, I'll tell you right now, my parents did fine, but it's not like they thought they were swimming in money. They did well. Every generation should be worried about whether or not they can afford 5 years from now, because we don't know.
I agree. Yeah. We don't know what's going to happen with the currency.
You don't. But do you think that your parents thought that things were just aces going down the road?
No, always worried. Always worried.
Right. And if you're not worried, like I think Pebble said that her least favorite emotion is worried. Well, here's the thing. Worried is what motivates you to push forward. Worried is why you went to school and you graduated with honors. Worried, if you had no worries, you wouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
If you had no worries about money, you wouldn't work.
Well, you can look at it this way. My parents were worried enough that, we came to Brandon in 91 to take over a restaurant, drastically uproot the family and change the lifestyle.
Right.
That's worried.
We were in Dauphin, and my dad was doing very well in the business he was in. He came here on the chance of management of an office. Yeah. With Mutual Life of Canada. Moved here. He was driving back and forth. We lived with a friend of his for the first 6 months we lived here. He knew nobody in town. Nobody. And did very well with Mutual Life of Canada, like insurance and investments and stuff, with knowing nobody. You knew nobody when he moved here.
Your dad was also the person who would happily talk to anybody about anything very effortlessly.
True, but he knew how to pivot that conversation into
something that he was doing. Yeah.
Right.
Which is a lost art. That's a lost art.
You know why? Because people aren't hungry like they were.
They're really not. And okay, so why do you think people are not hungry?
I don't know. Because you're broke, so you should be hungry, right?
Yep. So I have seen this a lot, okay? And this isn't singling people out whatsoever. Say you
No.
have a spouse or whatever who's like, I'm going to do something, going to start a small business. You've been there, you know?
Yeah.
So it's different if, like okay, you've got an income coming, you've got your stable income, you can take some chances, okay?
Sure.
Now, so you take a similar situation where a husband or a wife, okay, has a very stable income, it's good money coming in, and the other partner goes, I want to do something too. I'm going to flex my muscles. I'm going to take a chance. Okay.
Right.
Well, they don't go all in, right? They don't go all. They don't burn the bridges. They don't burn the boats.
You have to
Why?
burn the boat.
Because exactly, they don't burn them, and there's a big reason why. Because they know that if it doesn't work out, there's a support network. They know the bills are still going to be covered. They know their spouse is there. They're going to support them. They're not going to lose their house. They're not going to lose their kids. They're not going to lose. They're not going to go hungry. They're not going to live in KFC. But
Right.
When a lot of like the primary owners or wage earners or the risk takers go
Right.
in, they tend to go all in, right? And then it's like like I have to close this deal. If I don't, we don't eat.
Yeah. And that's
And
where I am. Like that's the way my world works. If I don't get this done or deal with this client, I don't get paid by the hour. I'll tell you that. Not by any
exactly.
stretch.
So, oh God, there was something. If I can find it, God, it was a great statement.
How can you be broke but not hungry? Explain
That's
that.
the thing. That's the thing. Like, so okay, the quote that I'm looking for, I can't find it, is, like, are you? It was kind of like along the lines of, if you see a heroin addict out there, they're always begging for money. They're going to find their next hit. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to let a heroin addict out hustle you? They're not going to go without it.
They're gonna do what they got to do to get what they need. And
where a lot of us just have too much of a support network. We're like, I didn't do it today, but got food in the fridge. I still have my, RSP in the side there, so I'm pretty good. I'll do it tomorrow, right?
I can do it tomorrow. Yeah. Here's the thing: if you want to commit to anything, and I think that you and I have both spoken about what I've been working with in the last 7 months or 8 months. During our last meeting, I said, you tell me which boat to burn. I'll burn it. Tell me what I got to do.
That's the thing.
But Kirk Hammett was probably the best. He did it was a quick little blurb that I saw of Kirk Hammett from Metallica. And he goes, whatever you want to do, it has to become your lifestyle. It has to be your lifestyle. If you want to be a guitar player, you need to be playing that every day, all the time. You have to get at it. If you don't, it's not going to be you're never going to make it. No. And that happens in everything, whether it's what you do, what I do, what anybody else does. If you're not fully committed, you're not going to make it.
Okay, so on that, the one thing that I hate this. Okay, you get, that life coach. You get that lifestyle entrepreneur up on the stage, a motivational speaker saying, if you are passionate and love your job, you'll never work a day in your life. Don't tell me that while you're on the stage. You tell me that when you're in the goddamn trenches.
Okay, however,
right? You tell me that when you've heard 97 no's, I don't want to talk to you. Tell me that you're passionate about this because you hate your life at that point in time.
Okay, I'm going to argue this just one little bit.
Sure.
It's very hard to hate something that you're very good at.
Yes.
So if you're very good at it, that shouldn't be the issue. Right. If you're not very good at it, you're going to start hating it. If you've had 97 or whatever no's that day, then you're not doing your job properly.
Correct. You're not growing. You're not changing.
Right. So I believe that if you love what you do, it doesn't feel. You know what does not feel like work to me? Like I'm pointing over there.
Right.
That doesn't feel like work because I just love doing it. It's almost a hobby. Right.
Yes.
My profession feels like work, but I have to put a different hat on. It doesn't mean that I don't like it. It doesn't mean that I like it less. It means that one is my passion, one is my profession.
Yes.
There's a difference. Yes. And I have no problem saying that
Yep.
Yes, one I clearly love because I've been doing it for 25 years. The other one I do, and I'm very proficient at it.
Yep.
And I make sure I dot the I's, I cross the T's, and everything's done properly.
Yep.
Now, if you didn't get good at something, you're going to hate it because you're not seeing results.
Correct. Yes. But that's very different because, so for example, okay, in my field, in working in osteopathy, okay, so I put 5 years in, plus 2 years massage therapy, plus 3 years of a thesis, okay?
Right.
Don't tell me I was passionate. I loved every second of that.
No, but you got good at it.
But you got good at it, and that's the thing. So I get a lot of people coming up to me and saying, you're so lucky, you're passionate about your job. It's like, hold on here. I'm very good at it, but it doesn't mean I always want to be here. And they're like, really? So I had one guy come into me, and this is the weirdest conversation. Okay. He goes to me, I wish you'd win the lottery. I'm like, well, that's a weird question. If you could wish anyone to win the lottery, you should wish it upon yourself, right?
Right.
And I said, why do you wish I would win the lottery? And he said, because if you won the lottery, you'd be rich, and then you wouldn't charge your rates to treat me. And I said, if I won the lottery, I would charge you double. And he looks at me, he goes, you greedy son of a bitch. No, why would you do that? I said, because I could be anywhere in the world, but I'm here with your sorry ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, come on.
Exactly. Like, here's the thing. Like, you've been in my chair. You know what I charge. I charge piss all. Like, I don't do this for the money. I do this because
you could double your rates and I wouldn't care.
100% of the time, I could double my rates, but I don't do it because I'm trying to get rich off of it. I do it because this is where I hang out. This is where I hear everything. This is where I learn everything.
Right.
This is different, right?
Yeah.
But I think that when you have,
I will say this. I'm going to challenge you on this one. You could charge double and then donate half of it to a charity.
I would do that.
Right. Yep. I'm just saying, you should have two options. Okay. One, I'll charge my normal rate. Number two, I'll give it all to charity. $50.
All of it?
Or 50% of it, or
okay.
Whatever,
I would do that in a heartbeat. I would donate to the Dream Factory, right?
There we go. I mean, and I think that'd be a cool experiment to see how many people would be like, fuck it, I'll give you $50. I know it's going to a good cause.
You think I could charge $50 for the next month and a half until my strongman? Just put it in the pockets of Jack?
I would say it would cost you nothing to do it.
Say, hey, I'm charging you $50 today. Why? Because I'm giving $25 to the charity. You're giving 25. I'm forcing you to give $25 to Jack.
Yeah. Or okay, and I get that because some people would be like, hold on here, I didn't sign up for that. Okay.
Yeah.
But I guess what you could say is $25 for the treatment. Okay. Oh, yeah. $25 for the treatment, or you give 50, and I'll put 30 of that into the charity.
I can do that
and see where it goes. It'll cost you $5. I get it, but you'll probably get that on a tip anyways because it gives you 10% back, right?
Yeah. No, I would do that. I do that,
and I would do that even just as a social experiment, and then talk about that and use it as as a social shaming to hey, okay, if all these people are big into charities, this is what I'm doing. I'm putting my money into that.
I actually had someone reach out to me from a I'm just gonna say it's an ag company for farming, and their company wants to offer it's like a bunch of chemicals, like it's expensive shit, as a raffle prize. Like, you sell tickets to this thing, it's like 10 grand worth of chemicals. I don't even know what that means, but offered it. He's like, I'm like, really? He goes, yeah. He goes, you
Breaking Bad here. So
sell raffle tickets, and we'll donate this much chemical to a farmer that needs it. I'm like, holy shit, that's huge, because that might bring a lot of money for the charity. But no, I think, and isn't it amazing how people see charities in weird ways, right? Now,
they do. Yeah.
You give your time. Some people do it for glory. Some people do it to say, look at me, I'm a philanthropist. I do all this shit. Yeah. I put a freak show on in a parking lot once a year.
Yeah.
I'm not that guy.
And I think both are noble in all honesty. Right?
I do it because I've got kids, and if my kid got sick, I would be touched by somebody doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
And
I think that both parts are good. I think you doing it the way you do it is fantastic, because I do it
under the wire.
And I also know there's people who do it and they kind of broadcast it. Okay. And I know people are like, oh, they're just doing it for the fame. It's like, well, they're also doing it for representation to show, like, I'm doing this. So people who are seeing this, who are in the position to do it, should also step up.
I think that people should do, like, Bo asked me once, why do I do it? Because I'm huffing this shit, man. Like, I'm doing all the
Yeah.
work. And I go, listen, kid, if you can do anything to help somebody, just do it. Whatever it is. I don't care what it is. If you can do anything to help somebody, help them. Like,
Yeah.
What do I do that's that special? Nothing. I organize a strongman, and when we're done, a kid gets their dream who is sicker than any kid I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's literally it is months of work. Like, it takes a lot of work to do it. But I don't do it to make me feel better. You know who I want to feel really? You know who I want to see feeling really cool about it? The guys that are lifting all the shit, strongmen, and the
people that people are participating. 100%.
Right. I want them to be like, look, like, ugh, and they do it, and I'm just the guy like cheering them on and doing my thing. Yeah. Like, I'll throw down with anybody. If someone wants to challenge me to lift,
yeah,
I'll put it out there right now. If anybody wants to challenge me to any strongman event, I will gladly do it. But you're gonna put some money up for Jack.
Yeah,
simple as that.
You know, charity is a funny thing. So, like, this was it must be a couple of years ago. I was over in Westman Immigration Services. Okay, now a lot of people, like a lot of the wealthy people, they get under flack for, not contributing to the community, not giving back, not donating, and everything, right? And I'm walking around, getting a tour of the whole facility with the director, and doing a great job, showing me everything. And there was one thing that I noticed. Okay, every room, like every office there, was sponsored. They had a sponsor. This room was sponsored by this business. This room was sponsored by this business. Okay, and as I'm looking at it, I was like, huh, okay, I'm seeing this. And at the end of the tour, I said to him, I noticed something. And he goes, what's that? And I said, all of your rooms were sponsored, like by donations by businesses. But one business stood out. And he goes, okay, yep. What did you see? I said, I saw a whole lot of J&G. Right? Mm-hmm. And people don't even know that.
Here's the thing. I've known Jared since I was grade 9.
Right.
He's an aggressive businessman, but he's a good man. He's a good guy. Like, I have no problem with him. And he does stuff under the radar because he should, and he does because he wants to.
Exactly. And I think that's great. And that's wonderful. But as a result, though, under the radar, people don't see it, so you get the criticism. But it takes a hell of a man to go, I don't care about the criticism. I'm still going to do it because I feel it needs to be done.
The only reason people know that I put the strongman on is because I'm the guy putting it on, so I'm the guy asking people to do it. I don't do it so I get credit. I do it so it gets done. There's a difference. I think so. So let's it is just get it done, man. People need people to help, like, in a lot of different ways. So let's go back to the math that I mathed, and let's talk about in 1996. The average home price was $100,000. That's
okay.
Fair. Today, the average home price is $355,000. Now, I used Brandon, Manitoba as the metric for this. So the required home income for the house in 1996 was $35,000.
Great.
And you had a monthly mortgage of $530.
Right.
For a house that would be equal to $355,000 now. Now you need to make $85,000 to have that. Your down payment is $71,000, where it was $20,000 back in 1996. But if you took that as the percentage of your income, if you're making $35,000 a year and your down payment is $20,000, it's not a whole lot different than $85,000 and a $71,000 down payment.
That's fair. Yeah.
So your mortgage is $530 back in 96, $1,600 now. Retirement goal was $300,000. I'm guessing that's now it's $750,000. It is.
They do. What is what is the number they recommend? 70 to 80% of your pre-retirement income annually to maintain your current standard of living.
Right. So you'd have to put away $15,000 a year. Now, where in 96, it wasn't really much less considering the dollar was worth a lot less. You'd have to put down $6,000 a year back then.
Yeah.
So these two numbers aren't that far apart as far as could you retire if you were saving, if you went compared to the income you were bringing in and the mortgage that you're paying, $15,000 versus $6,000 isn't a big gap.
Right.
So what's the problem?
Well, there's a few problems because we're not looking at, for example, property taxes, utility costs, insurance
They were
costs.
always there. They were always there.
Okay.
Same percentage.
Same percentage. Okay. We're also going to look at the fact we have 2 vehicles, 2-car garage.
There you go.
Right.
So
let's look at it this way. What is? I'm going to pull up ChatGPT because my math is terrible. What is? Okay. What do most people? Okay. What do most people want as a vehicle?
I'm going to say an average, probably an SUV.
An SUV in 2025. What is the average cost of an SUV in 2025?
Probably 40, 50 grand.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's see. Subcompact. We're going to do midsize at least. Okay, because nobody's going to be buying a subcompact SUV. Okay, it's going to be 47,390. Okay, so what is we're going to do a lease because nobody buys that shit anymore.
Okay.
Is that fair?
I buy mine, but I'm different.
Yeah, you're a boomer. Okay.
Oh, shut the hell up, dude. We're the same age.
You're Gen X. Okay, so that's different. So current lease. So the average lease of say Santa Fe.
Okay.
Santa Fe, that's pretty small. Chevy Equinox, Santa Fe. That's a July 25. Let's do a Ford Escape. No, it doesn't tell me anything here. Estimated lease cost is about $350 a month. I don't buy that. Oh, that's USD, US dollar.
So $500 a month.
So Canadian.
So here's the problem. That's $500 Canadian.
Yep.
Okay.
That's post-tax dollars.
Right, but 1996, your mortgage was $530. So we're willing to spend the same amount on a car as they did on a mortgage back then.
Yeah.
Now, so if there was
monthly payment is say $600, okay?
Sure.
That's for 48 months ish. Down payments, say $4,000.
Right.
Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. So what does that cost on an hourly basis?
Why are you doing this with a computer? You know you can do it by hand.
I'm Asian. So
I'm just saying, You're more Chinese than I'll ever be, so you should be able to do this.
So I mean, the daily rate on that is on a high end one is $20 a day. Okay, and that's not counting your insurance on the vehicle or the gas.
Insurance was always there, and gas was always there. What I'm saying is that
no, I get that, but factor that into it. Okay.
Right. So if there's one thing I learned from Fight Club, it's one of the best quotes. We buy things we don't need with money we don't have to impress people we don't like.
People we don't like. Yes.
Now, why is that? Why is it that we had 2 vehicles growing up? We had a regular cab truck and the car, the car. Okay, because dad pulled stuff. So we had a truck. You didn't have a $100,000 4-door truck. You had a truck with a bench seat.
Yep. Well, okay, so there's the thing. $600 for an SUV. We're probably $1,000 for a truck.
Yep. Oh, because a truck?
Nobody's buying the low end truck.
So you're looking at $1,200 for a truck, $1,400
plus the insurance, $1,400 plus gas, say $1,600.
Say $2,500 to run that thing, because gas is going to cost you about $100 a week.
Okay, so say $2,000 for simplicity's sake. How much is that of a job? Okay, we're looking at
your average job.
That's a job.
That's a job.
If you got rid of your truck, you could live on one income. Your wife could stay home.
Here's my problem. Like I have, a mortgage and a 1-car loan and another car loan, and one's almost done, and the house has bugger all left on it. But if you ask me, do I like, do I have a problem with debt? I hate the fact that I'm paying for a bunch of stuff that is going down in value other than my home.
How many kilometers do you put on your vehicles?
Kelsey puts on, okay, it's different. Kelsey drives, I say Kelsey drives about 30 kilometers a week.
Okay. Yes.
And I'll do that in a day, easy. Okay. So I put a lot of miles on.
So my car, my little Honda Civic, it's 10 years old. It's 2015. Okay. We just broke 100,000 kilometers. Okay.
I have a 2007 3/4 ton diesel with 250K, which is nothing.
No, it really isn't. It really isn't.
Yeah.
So why are people buying these big houses? Because they're not going to have their baby sitting outside. They're going to be putting it into a big ass garage. How many garages nowadays can fit a big 3/4 ton truck with jacked up suspension and everything, right?
Very few. And I'll say that as a real estate agent is that most garages are made to fit an SUV and a car.
Yeah.
Somehow,
yes. That's literally my house. I can put a car in the front and my truck on the side.
Yes. Okay. And you don't have a full-size truck.
No.
But my parents had a double-car garage and this 3/4 ton truck and the car. Now, the only reason that this truck is an extended cab and not a 4-door, and it's a short box extended cab 3/4 ton, which is a weird combination, was because that son of a bitch just fits in by a kitten whisker into that truck, into that garage. So yeah, the houses aren't built for 4-door like crew cab trucks. They never were. And people tend to think they need them. Like, I'll tell you what, if I have $100,000 something, I better be able to live in it. And even myself, if I wasn't selling houses, if I wasn't in real estate, I wouldn't own that car. I wouldn't. I would have the truck and drive to work and drive home from work. I would have no reason to have the car and the truck and the Pathfinder.
Right, exactly.
I bought the car just to save money on fuel, and that's why I have it.
Yeah. That's fair.
That's fair. But the problem is we also don't make adjustments for that. Back in the day, there was one car in the garage, one car on the driveway. That was it. Single car. If you drive around anything, let's go 26th Street to the east.
Mm-hmm.
How many double car garages do you see?
Not many.
Right, because people had a car. They had the family car.
Yeah. So does that change by decade, do you find?
I believe that
80s, 90s, 2000s.
So in the 70s, you still had one breadwinner.
Yeah.
Typically. And you had one car.
Yeah.
Then the 80s, you had two vehicles. That changed a bit because you had toys. Suddenly you bought a camper and your car's not going to pull it. Like the cars in the 70s would pull the camper, right? Because they had V8s in them.
Big Impala or something. Yeah.
Right. So when that changed.
Campers are smaller though, too.
Oh, they were heavy as hell though, because they were solid steel frames, not aluminum.
They were solid, but there were the pop-ups, or there were the big Silver Streams, or what were those things called?
Airstreams? I'll tell you about an Airstream. Airstream is the heaviest camper. Yeah. And the reason that it's heavy is because if you look at the cabinetry in an Airstream, they were the luxurious.
It's a house.
Solid oak.
Yeah.
Solid oak.
It's a freaking house.
Right. So things changed. So you went from being able to pull your Airstream with your V8. What was the car in Vacation?
That was an Vista Cruiser. That was a made believe one. It was it was a made up one, but it was like big.
It was a beast
station wagon. Yeah.
Right. So that had a big V8, so we could pull it. Now it went to smaller engines in cars, which meant your camper's still sitting there in your boat. So you had to buy
the gas crisis in the 70s, and the gas prices were crazy, right? So
does anybody care about the gas price right now? Anybody? No.
Nobody does.
Whatever it is, you're going to pay.
Easy back then would be a bargain now.
Right. So we went from buying what we needed to buying what we wanted. Yeah. And after we started buying all the things we wanted, we realized, holy shit, we're not going to be able to retire because we bought all the shit that we wanted that are all depreciating assets.
Yeah.
Right.
But even worse, now we're pissed off because the things that we need is getting in the way of the things we want.
Because we bought so many things we wanted.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So then I was like, oh, what the hell? I can't afford my house because I've got this high expensive toy I've got to pay for.
Okay. So there's things that we can own that we don't have to have. Your smartphone is one of them.
I agree with that.
Now you can have a flip phone.
My family's 2 motorcycles would be another one.
Right. I have a Harley. I got a truck. I got a car. Yeah. We have things we don't need.
We have these things that are, and I don't, people are going to say privilege, and okay. Yeah. But, don't treat it as a derogatory thing for me working to earn the things that I've purchased.
I will work my tail off to make sure that I'm not worried about okay. If you dug yourself a hole, make sure you get paid to be in that hole.
Exactly.
You dug it, man. You want to own a 3/4 ton diesel, yet you've hauled nothing ever. Okay, have it.
Yeah.
But don't bitch about it when the payments are due and you can't make it. Like, dude, you decided you needed this thing.
Good God,
Like-
dude! I had one guy. I had one guy who was giving me grief. Okay, so he comes in, he's chatting about how excited he was. He bought a new snowmobile. Okay, 25
Mhm.
grand on the snowmobile.
Cool. You love it. Do it.
Cool, good for you. That's great.
Uh-huh.
He goes, "Do you ride?" I said, "No, I don't. I kind of ride a motorcycle actually instead." And he goes, "Must be nice to be rich." I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like, you said you just spent this money. I like this is my daily driver in the summer." He goes, "Yeah, but I need that and you don't." It's like, what the hell is going on with our world now? Where you're judging me for having a toy that you don't have, even though you have an incredible toy yourself.
So I've ridden motorcycles for 30 years. I've ridden motorcycles, and they're not cheap, but they're not terribly expensive. Now, I would get grief from the sled guys. Why would you buy a motorcycle? You're going to drive for 3 months a year. I'm like, actually, I can drive for 6 months of the year. And you know what you know what I've got for a guarantee? I'll guarantee you there's going to be pavement.
Yes,
There's no guarantee you're going to get snow.
exactly. That's the thing. So I look at my riding season every year. If I can get my bike out before my wife's birthday, it's going to be a good season. That's March 14th. March
happens, man.
I've had my bike out on my birthday. That's February.
Dude, really? Yeah,
Yes.
you can. Absolutely you can.
It's fucking cold, but I can.
Just say you did. That's why you did
Exactly.
Michael, he has a side-by-side that gets used maybe twice a year, worth way more than I owe on it, which is good, right?
Yeah.
Could sell it in a heartbeat, but I can't bring it myself to sell it. You have it.
That's
And
the thing.
Michael
How
Donnie
many times do you look at it and you go, that was the worst investment ever? And then you ride it, you're like, that was worth it.
multiple times.
Right?
Now, here's the thing.
It's worth it.
My Uncle Donnie, who lives in Sifton, Manitoba, which is north of Dauphin, okay? There's nothing there.
No.
He's got a pile of shit there. Dude's got an Indian chief, an Indian scout from back in the day.
Wow.
And he bought one for a case of beer, I believe, and one for, like, here's the thing. The Indians were a motorcycle that stopped being, they were not in production, so you couldn't buy parts.
Right.
So the guys that had them didn't want them.
Yeah.
But he's got two of these bikes.
Yeah.
He's got a Galaxy 500. He's got all this stuff. And he looked at me one day and I said, Donnie, what's with all the shit you've got? He goes, listen here, Quentin. It's good to have things. If you can have stuff and you can afford to buy the stuff, buy the stuff.
Yeah.
Because if you ever run out of money, you can sell the stuff. But if you owe money on the stuff, then you can't sell the stuff to get the money.
Yeah.
So like Mike has got something that he has. If he needed to sell it, he could. He just doesn't want to, which is fine. Like I'm a little biased about the side-by-sides. Nothing against Mike. However, I had a Jeep.
Yeah. That's my bias on it too.
Right. If I was going to buy something, I just buy an old Jeep.
Buy a used Jeep.
Go bouncing around in that thing because I don't have to haul it anywhere. But side-by-sides are super cool, man. Have you ever ridden one of these things? Like, it's like hot shit on a slick day. They're fantastic.
It's different from a Jeep.
It is. But whatever your thing is, have your thing. Like, I have a Harley. You have Triumphs. They're different. They're both bikes. There's nothing is better than the other. They're both great.
Yep.
They're great motorcycles. Whatever side-by-side hit, he could tell me that thing was made by President's Choice, and I would have no idea because I know nothing about side-by-sides.
Yeah, exactly. So
right.
Here's a fun story. I had a friend reach out to me, and if you're listening, you remember who you are. And he goes, "Hey, like I know a guy who just bought like an old warehouse in BC, and they found all these old crates. And they started cracking them open, and it was World War II Harley Davidson courier bikes.
Oh, right? Dude!
And he's like, yeah, he's selling for like $5,000, 0 kilometers on these vehicles, right? And I passed, right?
Did you know me at the time?
Yeah, kind of, I guess. But it was just like, man, oh man, what if if there was an emotion I can get rid of, it would be regret.
Regrets suck. Regrets are terrible.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Here's the thing, like there are bikes that I would buy if money wasn't an object, and they're not expensive, but I would buy a Buell only because that's part of Harley's history.
Yeah.
So I'd buy Buell.
Is that the bike you would buy unconditionally if you had all the money in the world?
They're not expensive. They don't make them anymore.
Okay.
But I would buy one just to have one, because what happened with Buell was It was a guy working at the Harley factory that was taking Sportsters and turning them into like racing bikes.
That's cool.
That's
cool.
how Buells became Buell. So I would buy one, although I'm not a crotch rocket guy. I would own a Buell if one, my wife was okay with me doing it. Two, I had the expendable income to say I'm going to buy one for cash. That's right. I would buy a Buell just to have a Buell. No other reason. I don't even like riding those things. Have you ever ridden a crotch rocket?
I kind of own one, but not really.
It's instant power. The power band it's different than your
totally
bike.
Different. It's totally
different. The power band
like
is nuts.
One.
Yeah, but the power band it is, but the power band is so crazy that you flick that wrist and you're gone like a rocket.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't need that. I don't
need like I could pull a tree stump out with my Harley.
Yeah.
But it's a different bike. Your bike is in between those two.
Yeah. See, I was going to buy a crotch rocket. That's what I wanted. I always wanted.
Tell me it was a Ninja. Please tell me it was a Ninja.
No, it wasn't a Ninja.
Oh, that's Japanese.
I wanted a Hayabusa.
Is that Chinese?
It's Japanese. But they're like 1,500. They're 1,500 street bikes.
That's a lot of engine on your crotch.
Well, I mean, you can dream. It's a rice rocket, right? You
can say dream, that. I can't say that.
Yeah, I can say. Anyone can say that. I don't care. I won't judge you. But I decided not to because a friend of mine showed up with a new bike. Am I still there? You're frozen.
Tell me if this means anything. Can you see?
Yeah.
Mike has got an RMAX 1000 4-seater lifted 32-inch BFG
tires. Yeah, clutched, weighted, chipped, never winter driven. Yeah.
Here's the thing, Mike. You know what I love?
CBR, I fire blades are pretty slick. I'm gonna say, like, I love the fire blades. You know, figuring a classic street bike, like that's great.
Here's the thing. Mike has something that he enjoys. We all have things we enjoy that don't make sense to anybody else. If you can afford to do that without sacrificing food in your fridge, the mortgage on your house, or the payments on your house, on your cars,
or your retirement,
go for it. Like, here's the thing. You can have these things, but maybe too much is too much.
Yeah.
Like when I see a person in their 30s, and not judging, but I'll tell you what, I was in my 30s. And buy yourself a $500,000 house first. Okay. Good luck. Then you have to put, if you're in the neighborhood that has that, then you're also looking at a newer vehicle. Yep. So now you're into another $1,500 a month on on payment there. Then you're looking at the secondary car, which is not going to be a rusty piece of shit.
And then it's always a wife's. It always seems to be a Forerunner, doesn't it?
Those are not cheap. No, I'll tell you what, though, we're very good with Pathfinder.
The Pathfinder's are a great vehicle.
Surprisingly good. I love it.
For a long time, that was the SUV that I wanted.
I would buy another one. The next vehicle we get will be another Pathfinder. 100%. Yep. I've never said that about any vehicle I've ever had. I'll buy another Pathfinder. See, shout out to Fowler and Nissan.
That's good to know, because in potentially 3 years, I've got to get a new vehicle.
I would go Pathfinder 100% because I didn't like it when I walked up to it. Then I got in. I'm like, holy shit, this thing's really nice. Yeah. And you spend 90% of your time inside it.
They're a great vehicle. But, I digress. The vehicle I keep looking at is one of those Defenders, and they're way overpriced and a lot of money. But, frick, they're beautiful.
Who makes that?
Land Rover.
Oh, it's a dick vehicle. Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it absolutely is.
Okay. Here's the thing. Here's my gripe with Land Rover.
Don't give it, because it's true. It's all true. Every single bit of it is true.
Back in the day, long before I met my wife, I dated a girl that had a Discovery.
Yes.
And I'm talking about the one that had the theater seats in the back.
Yeah.
And a window in the roof.
Yes.
So you could see up what you're like, safari vehicle. Yes. That thing was an absolute tank. It was made to go through hell and back. And
was that Discovery or Defender?
I don't know. The thing was a beast, but they don't make them like that anymore. These things are made to go to soccer.
Yeah.
And the only time somebody gives a shit that you bought it is the week you bought it.
Well, have you seen the, is it called a Grenadier or a Grenadier?
That sounds too fancy for me.
Yeah. No, they're basically like, because the Defenders used to be the ones they used in safaris. Okay.
Yeah, then that's what it was.
and
Yep.
they kind of lost the plot, but somebody else kind of picked up that concept, and they're making just those vehicles. So they're a crazy amount of money.
But here's the thing:
But
the
there's
Defender.
no Safari here, right?
But here was the thing about the Defender,
Hmm.
and where Land Rover was king for a reason. Land
Yeah.
Rover was king because you could take any part, and it would fit in that vehicle.
Okay.
She had a stabilizer link that went, and she was stuck at my house. She lived in Winnipeg, and she was stuck at my house for like waiting for a part to come in.
Yeah.
I went to Napa. I said, "Listen, I need one of these." He goes, "Oh, that's a basic shock." I literally put a generic stock in this thing, or shock in this thing,
Really?
and it fit. He goes, "Yeah, that's the same thing." They were made to be fixed in the middle of nowhere with whatever parts you could get.
There you go.
These days, it's not the same. And all the parts you might buy it, go get one. I nothing against them, but they used to be a beast. Just like the Jeep. The Jeep used to be a monster.
They're
now,
general purpose, the GPs, right?
Not anymore. So I think that what's happened is we've gone from utility of the things that we wanted. If I want, like, I would probably never buy a Jeep again because they suck. Like, they're not comfortable. They ride like horse shit. And
they're terrible.
The death wobble on the highway, because mine was jacked up with big tires.
Yeah.
It handles like absolute shit.
But
would I buy another one?
It's
cool.
Yeah.
The kids loved it. But I wouldn't buy another one because I know what they are. The reality. I'm going to show that this is good because Mike's got some. The reality of saving and buying and financing and buying toys is hard reality for a lot of people. Can't accept the 10-year payment plan.
Yeah.
You know what I find interesting is that, like, we have a camper, and here's where this guy made a sacrifice when he had kids. I sold my first Harley because I wasn't going to have time to ride it with kids, right?
Right.
And I bought the camper. I bought the camper for $10,000 cash with the money that I sold the bike with.
That's okay.
Right, but I sold the bike I got what I paid for it. I paid $16,900 for that bike, and I asked exactly that for it like 6 years later, and I got it.
That's smart. That's smart.
But I bought it at par. The year I bought it was when the dollar was at par.
That's fair. Yeah.
So I got my money back. I rode for free for 5 or 6 years, whatever it was.
And it's great.
And I bought a camper.
That's how investment should be.
Right, but when you buy a camper, hang on, I'm just hiding this. When I see these camper sales, and all the power to them, you're looking at $97,000 campers, and you are financing that over 25 years. It's an
right. You're paying for it twice. It's like, what the hell are you doing? Like, that's just crazy.
But you bought yourself a camper for $100 a week.
Oh my God, though. It's like the short-term concept, the short-term planning, is so intense, and people are forgetting the long-term consequences of what some of these purchases are, right? And inversely, when it comes to retirement planning, people are only looking at the short term without the long-term benefits.
Right.
What was it like my investment guy, Chris Latcham, right?
Yeah.
We were like, he was talking about
shout out to Chris, he's awesome.
Yeah. Okay. I've got to pull up a website because I don't remember what the numbers were. So I do tell people a lot about this website. It's called GetSmarterAboutMoney.ca. Okay. If you haven't heard about it, it's actually a really good one with the calculators, quizzes, tools, and it's sponsored by the Ontario Securities Commission. So it's legit. It's a really good site. And if you had $0 and if you invested $50 a month, and we're going to assume a 10% interest, okay? Yep. And from 18 to 60, so it's 42 years, okay? How much money will you have? It's $362,000.
Yeah.
That, like, seriously, that's monthly. If you did it weekly, how much are you going to be getting? $1.5 million. Drink less beer.
Yeah, we'll spend, let's just do the numbers. You'll spend, what's a coffee at Tim's? $3.
Oh, I don't even know anymore.
So let's just say someone does that let's just say someone does that 6 days a week.
Okay.
Fast math.
$40 weekly.
Mm-hmm.
How much is that going to cost you over your lifetime from 18 to 60? It's $1.3 million. Tell me that camper. How much was that camper? $100 a month or whatever, assume that. And it's 25 years.
So we make shitty choices.
25
I believe-
years. How much? That's $132,000. Sorry, I
Here's-
was just looking at the interest. Let's go back $50
Holy
a month.
shit, your eyes almost went round for a second, Jay. What
Yeah,
the hell?
I really almost went round. Yeah, it's like, yeah. Okay, so I'm still right. It's still right on that. So I get that way when I see an egg roll once in a while, right?
I bet you do. Now,
I get
here's the thing.
hungry.
I believe in this. Pay the debt down.
Yeah.
While you're paying for appreciating assets.
Yes.
And you're going to see that you've got something. But when you are sitting there paying on shit that's going down in value, you're getting nowhere. It's like pissing in the wind.
you think, but you're thinking you won here.
Of course you are.
Like,
just like
oh my god,
Mike, you make a hell of a point. The Kubota tractors, you can buy lots of their parts at Princess Auto. You know what? My in-laws have a Kubota, which is this little. It's like a side-by-side, but it's got a truck box on it. Yeah, you can fix that thing with pretty much anything. That's the way they should make them. Make them so you can just fix them. But I mean, when you were buying things we don't need, and we all like to treat ourselves, there's no doubt. There's shit that I would love to buy, but I can't justify buying it. I just can't get myself to do it. Like, why is it that there are people that can justify spending, and then bitch moan they can't afford a life?
That's the thing. Okay, how much is okay? How much is your gym membership at Anytime Fitness?
It's pretty cheap. I've had it for a long time. I'm grandfather. It's like $42 a month.
So how many people are like, oh my god, why the hell is it so expensive to spend $42 a month at the gym? It's like, seriously, you should be thinking more along the lines of, wow, $42 for everything I need to live a longer, healthier life is a good deal.
Well, you would spend more than that on 3 Big Mac meals.
Yep.
So there's that.
Oh, speaking of McDonald's. Okay.
Now what?
So I had a thought. Okay. Let me pull this up here. Where did it go here? So I thought about the retirement savings plans. Okay.
Oh shit.
And so as far as retirement is concerned, okay, I think I mentioned this to you. Okay. So I asked ChatGPT for some number crunching. Okay. So if you're 35 to 44 years age, okay, you have approximately in your household about $141,000 of assets for your retirement. Okay.
Yep.
So I said, okay, I want you to convert that value to the weight in gold. Okay. So that works out to 2.1 pounds of gold. Okay. So the family retirement ages 35 to 44 on average in Canada is 2.1 pounds of gold. Okay. And I said, okay, I want you to translate that now into quarter pounders with cheese from McDonald's. Okay.
Okay.
That works out to 4.2 burgers. Okay. So that age demographic from 35 to 44, their weight of retirement is the equivalent of 4.2 quarter pounders with cheese.
That is the most messed up math I've ever heard in my life.
Right? Okay. But if you take your family of 4 out and you all eat a quarter pounder of cheese, you just ate the weight of gold in your retirement plan.
That's insane.
So, like, oh my God, the average, like a good, well-off average retiree, has the equivalent weight of gold of 9.5 quarter pounders with cheese. That's how much the retirement weighs in gold.
Well, I'll give you some Tim Hortons math based on what you just did.
Okay.
I said, how many large Tim Hortons coffees would you have to not buy in order to retire in 20 years? God, I love AI. So, if you invest the cost of $1 per day or 1 coffee per day instead of buying it, investment period of 20 years, annual return of 6%, daily investment $2.07 Canadian dollars.
Yep.
Times 365 is $755.55. Future value after 20 years is $27,800.
Okay.
Not bad with compounding. So that's compounding at 6%. So $27,000. Just buy yourself if you could just invest. Can somebody please develop, Chris, last time, if you're listening, develop an app where you take your Tim Hortons coffee money every day and just slip it into an investment at 6%.
Oh, there we go. There we go. That's money right there, right?
That's money right there. But that right there, you'd have $27,000 $800, $27,800 is what you'd have.
That's crazy.
You could and what this buys you in retirement, this would cover 1 to 2 years of basic living expenses in retirement just from your coffee money, or fund a TFSA, RRSP contribution strategy, or pay for travel, healthcare, or part-time work transition.
Wow. And
$2.
We're just throwing that away.
$2.07 a day.
That's crazy. Like,
people
do not understand the power of compounding interest.
Hang on. Yes, hang on. I like how it asks you. Would you like to see what happens if you skip 2 coffees a day?
Yes, I would.
Wow, your 20-year future value at 6% annual return would be $55,600 if you skip 2 coffees a day.
Wow. Okay, let's change that a bit. Okay, can you ask it to change the price of a pack of cigarettes?
Hang on, Mike just said do it with
Starbucks. Okay,
Starbucks.
There we go. Yeah, Starbucks is, the coffee at Starbucks isn't that much more expensive unless you get like a Frappuccino.
$3.45. So
okay, it's a bit.
Future value after 20 years with 1 coffee a day would be $46,300. If you're a Starbucks drinker, you could have invested $46,300 into your retirement by not having Starbucks.
That's crazy.
Good call, Mike.
Okay. Now cigarettes. A pack of cigarettes.
Okay.
Because I don't know a lot of people that do Starbucks every day, but I know people who do a pack a day. A lot of people who do a pack a day still.
Oh, spell Quentin. That's expensive.
Pack of cigarettes? I don't even know what a pack of cigarettes is nowadays.
I don't know.
Somebody comment on the price of a cigarette because I don't know what the price of cigarettes are.
What do you think the number is?
Future
value after 20 years. Considering Starbucks is 46,000.
I don't know. 200,000.
You and your Chinese math. $228,500 after 20 years.
Are you serious?
Yeah, at 6%. So you'd be investing 365 packs of cigarettes a year.
Right.
Times $20 is times 20 is
$20.
Yeah, 7,300 packs of cigarettes.
Oh my god.
Oh, packs skipped. That's how many packs you're skipping after 20 years. 7,300 packs. Invested is $124,100, and you would grow to $228,500. So anybody smoking?
What interest is that? 6%?
6% compounding.
Put 10% compounded.
Okay.
Because that's fair. That'd be S&P 500. Or make it track the S&P 500.
Make it track the S&P. Why don't I have a percentage sign on this? It's like, what am I asking?
Just have it track based on the S&P 500 for the past 10 years or 20 years or whatever. Even the previous historical average.
Oh, God. Hang on. I know. I had another window pop up that was S. And where's the and sign?
It's the 7.
Oh, yeah.
Shift 7.
You would know that.
Yeah.
S&P 5,000?
5,000, yeah, 500.
For interest.
Yeah.
Okay, $263,000.
Okay.
So there's a lot of money to be spent. $21 a pack? Damn. Last time I bought a pack of cigarettes, it was like $7. That would be in a mortgage. That would be in a mortgage-free home a fully funded retirement account, years of travel and early retirement, and a healthier lifestyle.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
we can make decisions. Like we bitch and complain that we can't do this and that, but we're making dumb choices. Whether it's Starbucks, Tim Hortons, or cigarettes, we cannot do these things because I'll tell you right now, we can live without these longer.
Yep.
So
like, is it that people can't or they won't? Like,
yes,
that's the question, right? Is it
it's
that you
both.
can't or you won't, right? Do you need that dopamine fix so badly that you're willing to forego? Some people smoke 3 packs a day. Jesus Christ. I used a joke that I wish that I smoked. And people go, why would you wish that you smoked? I said, because then I would quit and have lots of money.
True. Now, I'm trying to figure this out. Pack of cigarettes per day is roughly $510 a month. That's $17 a pack. I'm sure it's more than that. So let's just say that the inflation has boosted our grocery bill by about $500 a month. So if you didn't smoke, you wouldn't be feeling the sting of the grocery bill.
Right.
We can make choices. That's the thing. Make choices for retirement, make choices for, like, we're making a lot of stupid choices because the shit that we should be doing is way more expensive.
Our habits are killing us. Our bad habits are killing us. Our good habits, we try to avoid them.
Here's the thing.
Right.
I'm trying to figure out what my bad habit is. Like, here's the funny thing. I buy more booze now that we're doing this show because I want to have something kind of fun to drink in the show. Yeah. And again, I can't recommend this enough. If you like yourself a whiskey sour, pre-made and not super sweet, and I drank a third of the bottle. So
right.
Someone's not driving.
Hey,
but
you got to have a little bit of fun once in a while, right?
Yeah, I think that things have changed, things got more expensive, and everything gets more expensive. But as the things we need get more expensive, we need to reduce the amount of our wants.
Yeah,
I think that's a big one. It's self-control. So cook for yourself instead of eating out. Like skip the dishes charges.
Look,
I'll tell you this right.
Dishes. How many people again skip the dishes from 7-Eleven?
I have never used skip the dishes ever.
No, me neither. I've never used it.
Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but I don't want to pay extra for whatever it is they do. Now, right. I think that we do spend money on shit that we have frivolous expenses. I get it. We buy shit we don't need. Look behind me. I've got tons of shit that I don't need. But our parents didn't buy a lot.
This was a necessity.
Of course, it's a giant ass fortune cookie. That's like your heritage right there.
It's an heirloom.
You didn't check the label, but was that made by a cousin?
It was yeah, it actually was. It's got his initials.
Or was it frozen?
It was it says not for food use. Oh.
No, but does it say where it was China?
No, well, I don't know. It doesn't actually. But this is worse. Okay, this is actually worse. It says not for food use, may poison food.
That's a warning on a dish?
It's a warning. Seriously, it's a warning on this.
Where did you buy this thing?
I got this over at Michael's. I'm like, I wanted. I don't know what I wanted.
You want a giant fortune cookie? If I had a giant pierogi, I'd buy it too. I have a stuffed pierogi.
If I bought a giant fortune cookie, I wouldn't think it would be poisonous.
Hang on, I'm gonna grab my stuffed. Hang on. So I have a cousin who makes stuff like this.
Oh Jesus!
If anybody wants a plush pierogi, my cousin Jamie makes these in Dauphin. She also makes beet leaf rolls, whole up G, and anything you can imagine. But she's super talented. She makes.
Are you mean cuddleable ones, or you mean like real edible ones?
This is really. I could snuggle with this.
You should get like a human-sized one.
You know, you could sell them. If you could get a body pillow shaped like a pierogi, I'm going to call Jamie and get her to make them. But
man, that
she
would
makes
fly off the shelf. That would fly off the shelf.
Absolutely. But yeah, if anybody wants orders, I will gladly get my cousin to make you some of these. And she has a shop in Dauphin, and she makes really cool stuff. But no, I think that we make dumb choices, and we have too many options for shit that we think is necessary, and that's the problem. Like there was a time when cable was expensive. Well, guess what? All those extra streaming services you're buying are more expensive than cable was.
Oh, yeah.
There's that.
It's crazy. How many services do you have?
I have Disney, Netflix. Prime comes with Prime.
It's Prime.
But I got Stars because it comes with Shudder, and Shudder is the horror network. So I'm probably spending $80 a month.
Okay.
On streaming services.
We're pretty similar because we got Netflix, we've got Prime. Okay. We've got Amazon. Oh no, it's Amazon Prime. We've got Disney, and we had Paramount, but I just got rid of Paramount actually. So Paramount's not a good one. It's not a good one to get. I'll say that. Okay.
They'll have one show you want to watch.
Well, no, they've got like 90 shows you want to watch. That's the problem.
My problem is I can't get through one. Like we watched literally one show. We watched The Rookie with the kids for whatever reason, and like I want to watch. I really wanted to watch.
How realistic is that? Actually, that like somebody like in their like mid to late 40s would actually go become a cop. Like how? Like I just can't see that actually being a realistic story.
I think it's a ridiculous story because the chances of that happening are pretty slim.
Like. Can we get something more unrealistic than the fact of some midlife crisis guy deciding that he could actually be a cop and pull the weight of what those young boys in blue and girls in blue do? Like, let's get serious here. We all know the younger people have an advantage over the older people.
I guess if you're in your late 40s, getting into your 50s. And you think it'd be there, you'd have something. There's something obviously in your head that is either driving you or is slightly insane, or both.
Well, I mean, how many concussions have like Nathan Fillion? Okay, he's a fictional character. But I mean, like obviously he's had some PTSD, which he did in the show, right? He got divorced and held up a gun in his face at the bank robbery. Yeah. So I get it, because like you really had to be kind of mentally ill to do something like that.
To decide to be a cop and you're almost 50?
Decide to be a cop and you're almost 50.
Yeah,
it's crazy. That makes no sense.
It's a crazy idea. Like who would do that in the right mind?
Like you have no relatability with those younger cops, right? Like it's just not real.
But
it's good entertainment.
It's good entertainment. It's just it's a show. I mean, it's craziness. Hey, you have Prime TV and Netflix. Look at you. Here's the thing. I don't think there's an age that, okay, well, here's the problem. If you're 48 or 45 or 49, do you think you can actually compete with these 20, 30-year-olds in a physical challenge?
I think the big thing is, 20-year-olds are like, oh yeah, I'm gonna punch you out or something like that. Meanwhile, 40-year-olds are like, yeah, I'm gonna fight dirty. Give me my brass knuckles here, because they're gonna pull out all advantages to defeat whoever can. Right? Whatever.
Here's one of the differences I believe exists between a person in their 40s and a person in their 20s. There's a damn good chance that the person in their 40s has been punched in the face multiple times.
Yeah.
Now, I don't believe you understand how to fight until you have your ass handed to you. I've had my ass handed to me, and it's not fun.
Okay, how many people, and I'll put this to the audience, to anybody who's paying attention, how many people have actually been punched in the face?
Anybody?
Because I think that's a fair question, because like I have several times.
Yeah.
I've never deserved it, maybe once.
You got a punchable kind of face.
It's cute. Yeah. It
is. But I think that
most people have never really taken a punch or thrown a punch.
Here's a funny thing, Molly. You've never been in a fight, and I hope that you're never in a fight. And now myself, I'm a weird example of that, because have I thrown down? No. But I bounced for like 10 years in some pretty rough places. And have I been hit? Multiple times. Have I had beer mug smashed across the back of my head? Once. Have I been punched? Yes. Do I recommend it? Never. Did I respond with the same kind of violence? Not even close. But I mean,
it's pretty stunning. It's pretty stunning.
I don't care how much you can hit. Like, I really don't. And this is the thing that happened in all those years of bar fights, is that I don't care how many times you can punch me. I know that I can take them. And I just was, maybe I was just able to. Maybe most people can't. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you could drill me a few times and I would still stand there and look at you, which was probably more intimidating than anything else. And then you're leaving.
You know, I think that's the big thing with a lot of people. Like, you need to get punched. Everyone needs to be hit hard. Like, I still remember the first time I got punched in the face. And like, this isn't to sound like false bravado or anything.
No.
But it was just, my first thought was like, did you hit me in the face? I was like, what do I do in this situation? Like, I don't know what the appropriate course of action is. Do I lose my crap? Or do I
no,
start
you end it.
Or what?
No,
what do I do? Right?
You stop it. Yeah. And that's all those years that I spent working in bars. My job was to stop it, never to get. It was never going to go further than it did, but my job was to stop it, and then I was effective at stopping it. Yeah, like if you had the balls to punch me in the face, you're going to be eating some concrete real quick, and it was fast. But that was it. There was nothing more, and I don't think that anybody should ever get into a fight. I don't think anybody should ever want to get into a fight, but there are some people that you can tell have never been punched. Like, they talk more than they should. And I think that when you have a what did my dad used to say? He used to tell me that confidence without experience is nothing but arrogance. Yeah. Right. So if you're cocky and you've never actually been in a fight, you're just arrogant. Now, if someone comes at you and they've been hit multiple times, they're coming at you with experience. There's a difference, big difference. And neither one is tougher than the other. Tough guys are just a pain in the ass, and there's no such thing. They just haven't been put down yet.
I heard, inexperience yells, experience whispers.
I agree with that. And I think that when you have people that are wise, the smartest people I know are the quietest people I know. That makes sense?
Yep.
They'll have a conversation with you, but they're not gonna talk over you.
Right.
And that means a lot. But when you have people that they have 10% of the information in their head and they really want to tell you that they know the 10%, they get really loud. That makes sense?
Yep. Yep. So, well, like that's the thing. A lot of people, communication has really gone down the tubes. And I mean, I get it. When we're talking like this, it can be like, protocol is tough. You start to say something, it's like, oh, okay, back up. Who's talking? Am I talking? You talking? Or what's what are we doing?
We've gotten better at this because I was sadly cutting you off quite a bit at the beginning. So
it's because it's confusing. It is really confusing because in normal conversation you get a back and forth. But I did an experiment or a test once. I was taking a course, and what you had to do was have a conversation with a person. So you sat there with a person, and you had to have a conversation, but you couldn't say a thing for 1 minute. You had to listen to them solid for 1 minute. And it was really hard. Like, the listening was hard, but the speaking was harder because you're used to a back and forth dialogue in normal conversation. Mm-hmm. So I believe that to a person, it was hard.
I've spent the last 25 years listening to people and having conversations with them. And if you give somebody the opening to talk, they will.
Yeah.
And that's when you shut up and you just let them go. And I've learned more, dude. I have heard some deep, deep, deep dark secrets over the years, things that I probably shouldn't know because I let them talk. And you know what people love to do? They love to talk. They love to speak. They love to tell their story. And if you give them an audience, they'll dump it on you. And I've been very fortunate to have that over the years.
I would agree. It's very similar that I've had where people go, well, I don't even know why I'm telling you this. I've never told anybody this, but oh, here it is. And you're going, wow, I met you 10 minutes ago.
Because you're in a position of trust, right? Yeah. You're hands-on, and you're hands-on in a different way. I've got a razor blade to your neck. There's a difference.
But tell me your secrets. Tell me your secrets.
But here's the thing: there's comfort in knowing that. I believe that you and I both have this little protection around us, where they believe, who the hell is he going to talk? Like, we're not going to tell anybody about what we just heard.
Yeah.
Because the next person that's on your table or in my chair doesn't know the person. Like, I'm not going to tell the story because that's dumb.
Exactly.
So I think that we're in a weird position where people do just open up, and that's cool. Like, I think it's really interesting and it's really awesome that we can do that. But I do think that
it's creating a safe space for people.
how many safe spaces?
I hate that term, but it's very accurate.
Okay, how many safe spaces do you think there are for men to talk to men?
Well,
or about their feelings, for men to talk about their feelings.
You know, that's the thing. You know, like I do really find this is very accurate. A guy has to really feel, if they're going to open up their feelings and emotions, they have to really feel that there is a connection and there is a trust and there is a maybe confidential, you know, where it's like brotherhood, you know, where it's
Respect.
like exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, women are very different, and I don't mean this negatively. You know, they tend to prefer like a group, a community setting. Guys want to be with a person that they trust, that they admire, that they kind of look up to. You know, they're looking for somebody to provide some answers to what the problem is, instead of just like a complaint fest. It's like, this is my problem, this is what I'm going through. You know, like, oh God, please help me out.
Guys aren't looking for a soundboard; they're looking for answers.
Exactly.
And the only time they open up is when they want an answer. And they will come to you and say, "Hey, what do you think of this?" I'm like, "Shit, dude. Well, if your wife's cheating on you, I think you know the it's written on the wall right now."
Yeah.
I have seen everything from I have seen people flush their lives down the toilet. I've seen people whose lives were in the toilet get better. I've seen marriages fall apart. I've seen everything in between. And the great part about that is I feel like I have a responsibility to people when they open up to me that I don't say a thing. Even if I really think that I should, I won't. And that means the next time they come by, they can talk to me again and they feel real comfortable doing it. And I'll ask them, "Hey, how's everything going with your wife? How's everything going with this?" Because I genuinely care, and you should. And you're in the same position. You get a chance to have those conversations that they're not going to have at home or with their friends, because you are a neutral. You're like Switzerland. We're both Switzerland to a lot of people.
It's that person outside of the social construct, and you know, like they use the term holding space quite often now, whatever you want to call it, right? And I think it is very interesting how quickly people can open up and just feel that trust very quickly, you know, especially guys, because there's, you know, they're not telling their doctor and they don't want to tell their wife. Okay. And I think a lot of it does come from, you know, like we've all known or dated women or whatever it may be, who are like, you know, tell me what your thoughts are. What are your penny for your thoughts? What are you thinking? Right.
Nothing.
And so we say nothing, right? There's nothing there because there legitimately is nothing there.
Yeah.
Or we go and we open up and we say, these are my worries. This is what I'm afraid of. These are my fears, right?
Yeah, they don't want to hear that.
And they go, whoa, I'm not ready for here. I don't want to hear that sort of thing. It's like, that's right. You wanted to hear, I love you so much. You know, I'm so happy I'm building my life with you. I'm just so fortunate. You want to hear the good things. You don't want to hear the bad.
No. And sometimes when you open up, it's, if you're with your significant other, they already suspect that that's happening before you say it. And they maybe aren't ready to deal with what you're dumping on them. Hey, Molly, there's someone that I watch on a regular basis on Twitch who started men's group locally by him. You know what, Molly, if you got to give that guy, if you could shout out to him and see if he wants to hop on, I think he'd be very interesting to have on here.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd love to talk to this guy.
Men's groups are a fantastic avenue. You know, that's something that I've wanted to do for quite a long time. It just hasn't been priority, you know, because I think, as you know, same as you're in your 40s, you know, you've seen some shit, and you can probably provide some mentorship and guidance towards younger males. And I think that's a valuable component to help people advance forward.
And I know a guy out by Winnipeg. He started a men's group out there. We should get somebody on here to talk about like men's issues. And believe it or not, ladies, we've got them.
Yeah, there's a few, right?
There's a few.
And they're not all about you, so don't worry.
No,
They're
most of them are about us.
it's usually about us, and like that's kind of the commonality that I've seen with a lot of people who are saying they're dealing with problems with their spouse or their partner or whatever, and I've got to fix them. I've got to get them to counseling or her to counseling so we can fix them. And eventually, when it comes down to it, when they start doing some introspection and start talking to people, they realize, like the problem wasn't my partner; it was actually me and my own personal insecurities.
I think that when you have Molly, that'd be awesome. Get in my info, however, and I'll. You're on Twitch. Send me a whisper, and I'll hook up with them, and we'll get them on. I lost what you said. You were talking about how we open up. No.
Yeah, and like there's a lot of stuff that's been going on with men's groups and men's health and everything, and a lot of it was in respect to the feminist movements back in the day. The feminists were like, these are what we're doing to improve ourselves. What are you as men going to be doing? And it led to what was called the whole mythopoetic men's group movement, which was actually pretty fascinating and dealing with archetypes and old fables and stuff.
So one of the biggest, if you look at the numbers, one of the worst things that ever happened were dual incomes.
I agree. Yes.
One of the worst things that happened to our lifestyle was dual incomes, because suddenly you had double income in a house, and suddenly inflation went up because everybody could afford more.
And who also loves dual incomes?
The taxman.
Taxman.
Yeah. So you've got a system that worked well where one person could be the breadwinner and provide for the family. Now a single income can barely do it. That's because we injected too much money into the system by having too many people working.
Yeah.
That was the bite in the ass that we got when it changed.
Now you guys, you and Kelsey, you guys did the stay-at-home lifestyle.
Kelsey stayed at home for the first 8 years of our kids' lives. And was it tight? Yeah, it was tight, man. I was just cutting hair.
Yeah.
We made it work, and she's been working for years, and she's 3-4 years. Yeah. Anyway, she's been working, and
it's good. It's good.
But you know what that does?
It's hard.
It's hard, but it only works because I work from home and because I've got all this. Yeah. But the reality is, you know how much pressure that took off of my shoulders?
Oh, huge. Yeah,
like
it'd be huge.
I can't express how much I appreciate the fact that Kelsey's working.
Yeah.
And I've done it, but it's like having her working and bringing in this and contributing this. It doesn't have to be much, but man alive, it's like thank God. It's just that pressure. Now, if there's one thing that guys, I believe, the things that guys struggle with the most, and I believe that I've struggled with it, is the I'm not enough mentality.
Yeah.
No matter how hard you're working, no matter what you're doing, whatever I'm doing isn't enough. Yeah. And your partner doesn't see that, but you feel that internally because you know what? I wish I could do this and this and this, but dude, I can't.
There's no more. That's a big thing because a lot of guys, they have the concept of asking for help is a form of weakness, whereas the reality is should be a form of strength.
Well, and if someone comes to me for help, and it's happened, I've seen differences in the type of people ask me for help. Molly, I would appreciate that. Yeah, let them know, and I'll let me know, and we'll hook up. Here's the thing: if you came to me for something,
right,
the answer is yes,
right,
but I know it would take a lot for you to be like, Quentin, dude, I need a hand with this.
Well, do you have a shovel?
A bag of lime and a shovel, and I need your truck.
Yeah, I need you to meet me at this place, the dark alley, in 23 minutes.
Don't ask. Someone's gonna get hurt. Okay, whose car are we gonna take?
Yeah, and that's the brotherhood there, right? So,
but the reality is, guys don't ask guys for a lot of help. We ask each other for favors, but we don't ask them for help. But there's a difference between favors and help.
Well, I do think guys ask for help, but it's just tends to be very small knit groups. Okay, and it's only going to be the guys that that can perform. Yeah. Okay.
Well,
I'm back.
Okay.
I think guys ask for help, but it's only small net groups and only people who can perform. Is that fair?
You're right. Now, Molly, Pebbles, I'm going to ask the ladies a question. Please answer this. Guys ask for help when necessary. Would it be fair to say that women more ask each other for information than help? Like, do you want your friends to help you, or do you just want to talk?
Well, I mean, there's a big growing trend, I think, with that I've noticed that I ask people is because
You're
I see a
right,
lot of people.
JT.
I get a
JT's
lot of
trying.
people that yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree with that. I
Yeah.
get a lot of people who are, asking for help, pain management, whatever it might be. And a lot of times it really comes down to us kind of going, okay, does this person want a solution to their problems or do they just want a hug? And that's our society now.
You wouldn't believe how many people need one.
Yep. A lot of
Now,
people do not want a solution to the problem. They just want to be heard and to be told it's okay. It's not your fault.
you have no idea how many times. I don't know if I can pan this over. Hang on a second. You've been in my shop, so you know what this is.
Yep.
Say, you see that blue couch there?
Yep.
Okay, guys.
Casting couch.
The casting couch. Now, you have no idea how many tears have been shed on that couch over
Right.
the years. And some guys just need someone to hear it.
Yep.
Their wife doesn't want to hear it or can't hear it. And who am I?
Or unwilling to hear it, which is a big thing.
I think unwilling to accept the reality of what he's about to say.
Yeah.
You want the truth, but you can't handle it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying this about everybody.
Can't handle the truth.
You can't handle the truth. Oh, sorry. Like what? Molly, it says he meant I missed something. Like what? No, my question is, when women talk to women, are they looking for information or are they looking for help with a problem? Guys
are they looking for understanding?
Understanding. That's what I'm asking. Where guys, if we're going to say something, we are desperately looking for an answer and a solution to our problem.
I am stumped. I have not been able to figure this out. I need somebody to analyze this for me and give me a solution and a course of action.
I think that's the big difference between guys and girls. Is if I'm going to bring something up that's deeply personal, dude, I'm looking for an answer. Yep. I'm looking for an answer. And
I don't want you to be like, you got this, you're okay. It's like, no, fuck, I don't got this. This is the problem.
Yeah, I'm not okay. Trust me. If I was okay, I wouldn't have brought this shit up.
Yeah.
But
if that's the thing. If I'm bringing it up, I can't figure it out. I need some goddamn help or perspective. Because if I could figure this out on my own and I handle it, I don't need to talk to you about it.
The last person I'm going to bring this up to is my barber. Right. But no, I think that guys, we want an answer because we've tapped out every resource. Yeah. And if you're starting to ask somebody else, then you're really looking for an answer. And I think that everybody has a story that no one's hearing.
Yeah. You know how many times I talk to guys and we start talking about, okay, you need to get your testosterone checked. Yep. I can't tell you to do that because that's a medical thing. But you might want to explore this option and see where your levels are. And they're like, are you serious? I'm like, yes, you're at that age. You need to explore this. If you're having, focus, clarity, energy, healing, libido problems, maybe this is something you want to explore. This is a conversation I have so often.
Ladies, I'm going to ask you if I can ask a controversial question. Please say yes or no. Because I got Pebbles and Molly. And I need to ask if I can ask a question that's going to ruffle some feathers.
Ruffle them.
No, I'm going to wait till these two femmes that we have answer.
If a question needs to be asked, it should be asked.
Okay.
Is it fair to question?
Okay. Ladies, are you still there? Pebbles, Molly, you're still there doing stuff? Okay. As men, we are to accept and adjust to female hormones, correct? Like we're supposed to accept and adjust to hormonal changes in women. There's no mystery. Now, my question is, why is it that men also have hormones and we're not expecting anybody to adjust their behavior to ours? Go ahead, Jay. Say what your eyebrows went up.
Okay. We can all accept the fact that women's hormones work on a 28-day lunar calendar, right?
Give or take.
What do men's work on?
They're consistent.
No,
just
they're
there.
not consistent. They're not consistent. They
Okay.
work on a 24-hour solar calendar.
What?
Okay? It's 24 hours.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's daily. Okay. Now you go into Google and you type up testosterone levels. Okay.
Sure.
And you're going to see the fluctuations of testosterone. Spikes really high at the top, which is why the morning wood is considered healthy. And then
Really?
it goes down. Yep.
You should fall off the bed.
And then it goes back up in the in a little bit and back up in the evening, but it's lower down in the afternoon, right? So men's hormones fluctuate around a daily calendar system. Every day it fluctuates. Women's tend to fluctuate around the lunar calendar, which is really kind of fascinating if you really think about it. That's really cool, right? So women tend to have highs and lows based on those cycles.
And guys are daily.
Guys are daily. Okay. So how many times do you doubt yourself daily?
Multiple times.
I think it's always in the afternoon, though, right?
Of course.
Right? Like,
so why is it that when we have these fluctuations, the don't give a fuck from the other side is palatable,
right?
But in the lunar cycle, as you're talking about, we're expected to 100% be understanding.
Okay, and here's another thing then. Okay, if you think of it, women are very emotional. I don't mean that negatively. You know, they're emotional beings, which is why they talk about emotional intelligence and such.
For sure.
What are guys?
We're results driven.
Logical. Black and white.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
You're right.
Black and white. You got
literal logical.
Black and
yes.
It's just what it is, right?
Yeah.
So if girls come me up and be like, you know, I just don't know what the problem is. You know, like I just feel like I'm not getting heard. And we're like, speak up.
I'm just mad today. Why? I don't know.
Right.
Well, that's not giving me anything.
You know, it's what it is, and it's not bad, right? It's just why you know men are from Mars and women are from Venus.
I've got that book, dude. It's a good book.
Yeah. You ever read it?
Completely different species. Yes, I have. I've read it many times. We're different species.
It's great.
But why is it that we're again, ladies? Please chime in. Why are we supposed to be very understanding and adjust our everything to? And I'm more than willing to your hormones. Yet guys have their peaks and valleys and spikes. Yet, I believe it's a one-way street. Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong.
Okay.
Tell me I'm right.
Who's the head of the household?
Mama.
No.
Okay.
No.
Is Ange not home?
No. Who is the head of the household? Head of the family, right? Who's the head of the family?
I assume
it's always been said it's men, right?
It's me, sure.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. So who's the head of the house?
Mom.
The head of the home, mom.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
And so we talk about leadership so much, right? And and that's where the problem is. You know, it's like men are like, "Oh, we're the leaders," and women are like, "No, misogyny, we're the leaders." It's like you both are, just in different things.
You know what the best part about getting married was? The fact that I don't have to make decisions anymore.
Right.
It's lovely. I don't choose shit.
I had this discussion with a lady, with a client, okay? And we're talking about the hierarchy of the family, okay? And she goes, it's kind of like a pyramid, right? You got the man and a husband and wife at the top and the kids and then the pets underneath. And I was like, okay, I get it. But your logic is flawed.
Okay.
She's like, what do you mean? She's like, well, that's not a pyramid, right? Right?
Right.
A pyramid needs one more person on top.
Right.
And she goes, okay, so who's on top? Is it the man or woman? And she's like, no, together. Like you can't have that.
You can't have two people.
You can't have that. You can't have two people that speak. And she's like, and so I was like, is it the man? And she's like, oh, hold on here. I'm like,
hang on, but if you had to push someone off the point of the pyramid, who gets who falls?
Right. And so then I said, okay, is it the woman? And she's like, well, maybe a little bit of that. I'm like, no. Because if you are equality, you're side by side as partners and companions. She's like, okay, I don't know what your point is. I'm like, okay, do you want me to really be a shit disturber? And
Please
she's
do.
like, okay, fine. What? I said, I looked at her, I was like, isn't it God?
Ooh.
And she's not religious, right? She's
Mhm.
like, no. I'm like, yeah, I'm not religious either, but you need to have some sort of higher power or higher focus or higher values above you. Otherwise, you're going to not have leadership, right?
So I believe that in our house, Kelsey takes the reins on a lot of things, which God bless her, because it wouldn't get done if she didn't.
That's fair.
Now,
Yes.
myself, I have different priorities. She has different priorities.
Yes.
That it's all for the same whole.
Yeah.
Is somebody on top?
Depends on the
guess-
situation.
It depends on the situation. But I think that there's more shared responsibility than has ever been in the history of mankind.
Yeah.
Which is
Now,
good.
Here's a fun story. Okay. So I can really find the people that really feel themselves on top in my clinical practice. Okay. Okay. So when I have a woman who's like, I'm the boss, I'm the head of the household, I'm in charge of my man, and these sort of things,
Sure.
right? I can tell, okay, because brand new client comes in and we're going to my treatment room, and you know where it is, right?
Yep.
She leads the way. She's walking in front of me. She doesn't know where she's going. So I'm following behind her. And she stops. She's talking and she stops. She's like, turns around, looks at me. Where am I going? I'm like, turn left. Then we got
Here's
some
the
work
thing.
to do. But okay, guys. Okay, I hold on, guys. Okay, so this is how I could tell when guys are kind of in that situation. Okay, where they're like, I'm the head of the household. Okay.
Yeah.
You've been in my room, and like I've got like hooks for hanging jackets on the
Yeah.
wall. Okay, and I've also got one hook on my door that's for my
Right.
jacket. Okay.
Mhm.
The guys who are in that position where they think they're head of the household and they're the boss and in charge of everything, they will hang their jacket on top of mine.
Really?
Yes. And that's the power distancing. That's the power distancing right there.
See, myself, I've never been a power struggle, power hungry kind of guy.
Yeah.
I've never wanted to be that guy, but however, I knew a lot of narcissistic people in my life.
Right.
So I never wanted to be that guy.
Right.
And there's difference between being proud of what you do and being a dick about what you do.
That's true. Yeah.
Right. So the people that I know that are proud of what they do have reason to be proud. The people that are dicks don't necessarily should be proud of what they've done.
Right.
So I think that when you have a power, not dynamic struggle, whatever that push pull between a husband and wife.
Yeah.
There's nothing healthy about that.
No.
Like I would say that Kelsey and I are equal in a lot of things, but there's shit that she does that I can't do, and there's things that I do that she doesn't want to do, and that's life.
And that's being a servant leader, right?
Right. Now, when you decide you're going to be the leader, guess what? You're lonely.
Yes.
If you need to be on top, if you want to be on top, enjoy it. You're going to be by yourself and enjoy your purse dog.
There's an old saying, it's lonely at the top. Well, if it's lonely at the top, you've done it wrong.
If you're at the top and no one's if you're at the top and no one's beside you, then you did everything incorrectly.
Exactly.
No, I think that we've got a we went way off topic today. But no, I think that when
today,
every day. I know. No, I think that we've got a we're completely different human beings between men and women. There's nothing alike. We just like each other. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Sometimes.
And that's good. I mean,
sometimes we like each other.
We like
you always love your partner, but there's sometimes you don't like them.
I love my wife, there's no doubt, but there's days when I'm pretty sure she doesn't like me, and that's okay because
we all have that dream of waking up and they're holding a pillow over us. Right?
That's not a dream.
Just go to sleep. It's okay. It's just a dream.
Never mind. Nothing's happening here.
Yeah.
No, I think what happens is we have if you're in a healthy marriage, it doesn't feel perfect.
Right.
Because you're not sitting on top and she's not sitting on the bottom, and it just flows. It should flow. Most things should flow. I think that for the most part, we've got a most marriages that work, and I've seen ones that haven't, are the
Yeah.
ones where they don't seem like they're husband and wife. They're
Yeah.
just it just works. And if it just works, let it work. If
Yeah.
the wheel isn't screwed, like no one invented a square wheel. The wheel works. Let the wheel work.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Well, there's
no,
a personal trainer thing that they could always tell when a couple, somebody was cheating or they were going to get divorced because the couple would work out together.
really?
Yeah, because they didn't trust them alone in the gym.
Well,
Do you
I
work?
go at
Do
4 in
you
the
work with Kelsey?
no, I go in the 4 in the morning. She's
Oh,
not waking up at 4 a.m.
I don't work out with Ange. It's like doing bench press, and it's like, come on, bitch, pick up the weight. I don't need to hear that negativity from my wife.
Here's the thing. I work out early in the morning, and it's just been that habit for years. And she has no interest in going that early in the morning. So
Right,
if I
right.
tried to wake her up, here's the thing. If I woke her up at 4 a.m. to go to the gym, trust me,
Yeah.
she's not going to like me at that point in time.
So it's like that wild-haired dog that's like,
Yeah, like, let's go. Ugh. No.
yeah,
I would be making enemies instead of friends at that point. But
yeah,
I have my thing and
exactly.
she has her thing, and that's fine. You don't have to
Yeah,
like Kelsey. She loves kayaking and water or paddleboarding and shit like that.
water sports. Yeah,
Do it. I have a kayak. I bought a kayak because Kelsey has a kayak. Because Kelsey
yeah,
loves kayaking. Ask me how many times I use my kayak.
yeah. As few times as possible.
Twice.
Yeah,
She's gonna take her paddleboard because we're batching it without the kids, and I've
yeah.
got 2 inflatable kayaks. So I'm gonna take one of those, and she's gonna go paddleboarding, and I'll do the kayak thing.
I'm gonna say paddleboarding is kind of cool.
It's hard, man. I am
It's
like
hard.
a rhino on a balance beam. I am not
Yeah.
good on a paddleboard.
No, me neither. But it's still. I take my girls out, and we get on the lake, and we just paddle around it. They love it.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna take
Great.
I have a
Yeah.
2-person inflatable kayak. I'm gonna take that thing out, and
Yeah,
I'll do that.
that's
But
great.
again, you do the things that you want to do with your spouse or your partner or whatever. She used to go to the gym with me, like at what was the gym we used to go to?
A fitness quest or
Fitness Quest. We were at the
yeah.
gym at the same time, but it was not at 4 a.m. It was
Oh,
like
no, that was
6.
what's a body force?
No, it was
I don't know. Fitness quest. Yeah,
Fitness Quest. But I mean,
yeah,
we were there at the same time because it wasn't that early. But I go like
yeah.
a maniac at 4 in the morning. Like there's something wrong
Ugh.
with my brain. I do not need to get up at 4.
Ugh. Ugh.
I've been doing it for
No.
years though. Like I can't. If I wake up at 4:42, I'm pissed at myself.
You know what I'm doing at 4 in the morning? Going for my
Sleeping,
second pee, right?
right? No, I think that we. I don't know. We're different, but we're the same. QD, what?
Someone's drinking.
Yeah, 4 a.m. So what time is it now? 10? Yeah, usually I'm in bed at 9:30. So I sleep like a toddler and then I get up at 4 in the morning like a maniac.
That's way too early though. Like that's not right, man. Good for
It's
you.
there's nothing good about it. It just is what I do. Like I'm sure that things will change. Let's just say my life changed and I can't go every day at 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
I get up at 4 to be at work at 5. See, Molly knows what I'm talking about. You get up in the morning, you do your thing. So my day just starts at 4. I just happen to put a workout in the middle of it. That's all it is.
Wow. That's incredible though.
I couldn't imagine working shift work and being like, can you imagine having to work like 7 to 7?
No. You've seen my hours of work. I barely work.
What are your hours? But like my schedule would go completely batshit crazy if I was like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, I have to be somewhere at 7 till 7, and then I'm starting at 7 till
Oh.
7.
I think to me that's like that's the fastest way to get to the end of your life possible. Like
Shift work.
shift work. I mean, there's a thing, like people
Barely functioning. Molly's barely hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, right. People say like life speeds up as you get older, right?
Yeah,
and
for sure.
It's mainly because we're doing less memorable things. Everything gets repetition. You start
You're
getting
right.
routines, right?
Yeah.
So imagine doing a 7 till 7, 4 days a week or something. Like your life would be just gone so quick.
It goes by fast, but you know what do we got to live for? Molly, what do you do for work?
Well, she
Imagine-
sleeps like a normal human being at
No,
4 in the
she's up
morning,
at
that's for
4.
sure.
She goes up at 4 to be at
What?
work at 5. I'm guessing you're a nurse. Who gets up for the? Who goes
Nurses
to work
nurses are machines. That's the
at
thing.
factory? Oh,
Oh,
yeah, that's that thing doesn't
Oh.
shut down.
yeah, not cool. Like that's
No,
that's
it's
bad.
cool, but it's like
Well,
that's
it's
a
cool, but
hard
it's fuck.
that's a hard schedule.
Yeah, exactly.
But there are people that work, like I said, 7 to 7 or whatever it is, and whether they're nurses or factory workers or who else works?
Narcissists.
Narcissists, firefighters,
Yeah.
police, they're all doing these shifts, and somehow they have a functional life.
I
Hard to
like,
believe.
you know what I don't get is like police officers. How do they how much like I get why they drink coffee and eat
Oh,
donuts
you
all the
froze
time.
for a
now.
second. Hang on a second.
You have to do something
Here's
to
my
stay
problem.
awake.
Caffeine doesn't do it for me. So, like, if I was doing that kind of work,
Can you imagine?
I couldn't imagine. Like, if you like a firefighter or a cop,
Yeah. Like
you'd have to have snacks. I would guess you'd have to have pack a snack box.
so okay, how did in the rookie, Nathan Fillion, right?
Yeah,
Like, he never works night shifts.
he's on the day shift.
How do you only get the day shift as a rookie?
Dude, I don't know.
What the like? Can you imagine that being a rookie and only getting the sweet
The
ass
lighting is
spot?
better for the show. The lighting is
Like-
better for filming. That's why they do days. I'm
It's
sure
like-
he's worked a couple nights.
It had to at some point in time, but it sure doesn't portray it as such.
I think that show is it's interesting. Like I couldn't imagine somebody because I think I looked him up. He is older than me.
Yeah, he's like
And-
he's not that much older.
But if you look at timeline of the show, he started at 45.
Yes,
So
like he's 54 right now.
right. So I
But it
couldn't
shows him
imagine.
it's 8 seasons in.
Right. So could you imagine starting in a very physically demanding, mentally demanding job at the ripe age of 45?
God, like or worse.
What kind of person could do that kind of
Imagine
thing?
almost 50. Imagine being
Insane.
almost 50.
Who in the right mind would
Change-
do something? Who would do that?
You know who does that? Like a psychopath.
Yeah.
Somebody, it's not a psychopath, a crazy person,
Or a very, very motivated person.
or somebody very nice, very nice,
Super nice. Super nice.
They would not put potato chips up their shirt, that sort of thing, right?
Oh,
Like-
shit.
Like,
Hey, in case this gets out, I'm just going to put this out there. My friends own a grocery store. And
Yeah,
I saw my buddy who owns the grocery store in the store. And as a joke,
let's put the disclaimer at the end of the show as well as the front, of course.
right.
That
So
just makes
I
sense.
thought I'd be funny and say, ha ha ha. And I threw a bag of chips up my shirt and then pulled it back out and put it back on the rack. He sends me the video of this seconds later. I'm like, dude, burn that goddamn video. I think I said this at the beginning of the show. But yeah, I did not steal a bag of chips. Trust me. First of all, I won't eat the damn things.
Yeah.
Secondly, I just didn't do it. But
If
it
you're
was
gonna
funny.
steal anything under your shirt, you could take a 50-inch TV or something. Like, really? Like, come on.
If you could, I mean, I wouldn't steal anything, but what would you? There's nothing I'd just take.
I can't think of anything that I wouldn't be okay with paying money for.
No, but if you
No.
could, if you could get away with any crime, what crime would you want to get away with?
The crime of love.
Oh, shut the hell up.
Well,
If
I
you could-
guess the one is, which one's the most profitable? What is-
So what I'm
what is-
thinking.
What has Trump done? That's
Nothing.
like there we go. I'd be a politician,
That'd be the
It's-
ultimate one.
right? Like, there we go. That would be a politician.
I think if you could get away with any crime,
I would steal the
what-
hearts and minds of the youth of the world today.
what crime do you think shouldn't be illegal? How about that?
What crime shouldn't be illegal? Well, okay, so things have turned really weird with this hockey thing. Right?
Pardon me?
With the hockey guys, right?
That's not a crime.
No, but they were all found not guilty, right?
Oh, because of royalty. Yeah.
Right. And so why were they found not guilty?
Because obviously they didn't do it.
Well, that's the thing, because they did do it, right? But it was what the charges were placed upon was that it was non-consensual, right? So now my point is, that where I'm getting at, is the amount of things that are coming to light about consent, right? So it's like consent is always given or granted willingly.
Right.
But now it's getting to the point where it can be retracted at any point willingly.
True.
And that's being dangerous, right?
I believe this, that if you did something that is horribly, man,
Yeah.
It's the whiskey sours.
Yes, it was sours. Yeah.
Morally wrong, and you shouldn't have done it, and someone accuses you of it, you shouldn't be able to backpedal because of reasons.
Right.
If you did it and you shouldn't have done it, that should be enough.
But that's not legally wrong.
No, but it's wrong.
Right. It is wrong. And that's the thing. And that's really the whole discussion with those guys. Is like what they did was wrong, but it didn't break any laws. So therefore they're not guilty. Right. And that's where things are getting very messy with our justice system now. Right.
It's not perfect by any stretch. But the nice thing about it is it's malleable and they can change it. So if you have something that happens, they change it accordingly. But I think that when you have a situation like that where clearly something morally wrong happened, how'd they get off? Better lawyers. That girl's going to have to live with that for the rest of her life. So they're still a victim. If they're still a victim, then a crime happened. Am I wrong?
Right.
They're still a victim.
Well, it's still a victim. I mean, she also got $3 million to walk away from it.
What? So, I didn't hear that part.
Yes.
Jesus. Okay, I didn't hear that. But
so now the thing is, okay, you've been paid off on this, and so it muddies things even more, right?
So suddenly you're feeling okay about it because it's you got paid.
I don't know.
Hey man, if someone wants to if you want to throw your own ethics on the line and say I'll just take the money instead, then I guess she made her own bet.
I like to think that there should be kind of a construct that people should follow, and it's like I like calling it like the leap of faith. Okay, as tacky as it sounds. So it should be legal, it should be ethical, it should align with your purpose and your vision, and it should be profitable. If you have those four concepts, you're good to go, right?
If I was taught anything in my long life that I've had so far, is that live your life without having to look over your shoulder.
Right.
That's it. Just do shit you're not going to be looking over your shoulder to see if someone's out to get you because you did something sketchy. That's it.
Right.
It's easy.
Pretty simple, right? Simple.
It is.
You would think it was, but
it is. Hey, you know what?
We've been grinding for 2.5 hours.
We've been grinding for 2.5 hours, guys. I need to get myself to bed, but hey,
you worked out in like 4 hours.
Dude, I gotta get my ass out of bed. But you know what, guys? Thanks for up. Next week, I am gone to a wedding. I'm gonna try and do this with my phone if I can.
You go have fun.
If I can, I will. If I can't, I won't. But I'm going to be on the road Friday morning and be pulling into where we're getting into at a certain time. So it might be really dark if I'm in the car with my earbuds in. But if we can do it, we will. If not, we might have to miss a week, guys. But I am on the road next week. So enjoy the heat. Enjoy the weekend. And Jay, go and do something really cool this weekend.
Always try to. Have a good night, man.
All right, guys. Everybody, see ya.